We are back. Back like we never left. We are here once again today to lay witness to a Lakers versus Bucks. Here we go. That is right. We are back like we never left. Here once again for another basketball game. Tonight, we watch Luka Doncic, one of the MVP favorites so far, and boy, oh boy, are there many MVP favorites so far this year, take on the Milwaukee Bucks and one of the other MVP favorites so far this year. Right now, I think Jokic may be leading the pack with some of the performance he's been putting up, but Giannis not far behind, Luka not far behind, and so we get to watch both of these guys go at. Obviously, they play different positions, so they're not necessarily going to be guarding each other for the most part, but with the switch-heavy defenses we have in the NBA, best believe they will be matched up a handful of times. And either way, there is no guarding Luka Doncic one-on-one. There is no guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo one-on-one. So it will be a whole team effort in order to get these guys to slow down here tonight. And best believe, I don't think either one of these guys are going to slow down here tonight. We're going to start with Luka Doncic and the Lakers, the visiting team taking on the Bucks. They will be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin here tonight, the last leg of their road trip. Both of these teams on the second night of a back-to-back. But Luka Doncic's in with 35 points per game so far, along with 9 rebounds and 8.9 assists, essentially 9 assists. 35, 9, and 9. My man is obviously a triple-double threat every single night. More often than not, it's more likely he ends up with a triple-double than he doesn't with these averages. 1.8 steals per game, so he is playing the passing lanes and trying to be a defensive playmaker. We know his limitations defensively. We can call up Nico Harrison and ask him all about the defensive shortcomings of Luka Doncic. But 0.4 blocks per game, 4 turnovers a game. Without LeBron James out there and with Austin Reeves in and out of the lineup, he himself also in and out of the lineup so far to start the year. 4 turnovers per game. This number is likely to come down. This is by far the highest, maybe not by far, but he's usually hovering around 3, so being at 4 right now is a little higher for Luka to start the year than it normally is. So expect this number to go down and expect maybe the three-point shooting percentage to go up when LeBron James is back. Just another guy to create for him on more catch-and-shoot opportunities than Luka's ever had before with, again, Austin Reeves in and out of the lineup, who we will obviously get to. Luka, all of his jump shots are pretty much self-created in this offense right now, and so a lot of the heavy lifting percentage isn't necessarily, and he's never really been a knockdown three-point shooter, so if he can get back to somewhere around 36, 37, then Luka Doncic can really start to get some easier baskets. And maybe that number goes up, who knows, but more likely this number will stay around the same, if not come down for a little bit, but get much more efficient to get to that number. If we need some context for Luka, there is no context. Good luck. It's Luka Doncic. Good luck. There is no context. You hope he has an off night. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Chris said, I still can't believe what the Mavericks did. Nobody can. You know who else can't believe it? The Lakers. You know who else can't believe it? The Mavericks fans. So we go from Luka Doncic to LeBron James, who is yet to make his season debut yet. So we'll jump right past LeBron. And we're going to go right to Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves, boy, oh boy, is he having himself a year so far. 28 points per game, 5 boards, 8.3 assists. He's making a scoring leap and a playmaking leap all at the same time, all in the same season. Similar stats to Luka Doncic in the sense that, like, the field goal percentage is fine. This is about what he'll hover at for the year. But 30% from three-point range, we know he's likely a better three-point shooter than that. And the reason why it's so low is because a lot of his shots have to be self-created. Him alongside Luka, they're not necessarily playing off of each other the way you think they would. It's a little bit of your turn, my turn kind of situation, but it's working out for them. And so a lot of his shots are very much self-created off the bounce, coming off of screens and whatnot. So maybe when LeBron James comes back and the three of them share the court together, LeBron could be more of a connector. And this new version of Austin Reeves, the way he's been playing this year, maybe this number will rise, or maybe both of these guys will struggle from three so far this year. We are 10-plus games into the season, but like I said, both of these guys in and out of the lineup so far to start with various small knick-knack injuries. And so maybe once they're healthy and they're more in a rhythm and LeBron comes back and he's kind of this puzzle piece that will slot in and make it a little bit easier for them. Or maybe he'll disrupt everything. Who knows? We're just going to have to wait to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and believe that the guy in year 22 who's been a superstar since the moment he stepped into the league will be able to step onto this team and figure it out. 3.3 turnovers, similar situation with Luka. Both of these guys very similar so far to start the year. Obviously, Luka a little bit better, but 3.3 turnovers for Austin Reeves. Expect the number to come down a little bit more. And like I said, with no LeBron, Austin Reeves had to take more of a playmaking burden onto his shoulders, and you're seeing what that means. 8.3 assists to 3.3 turnovers is still not that bad. About 2.5 to 1 assist to turnover ratio, which is fine. Perfectly fine. Again, I expect the turnover number to come down as the season goes on and he gets more comfortable with his teammates and also as LeBron gets back. But we'll have to wait and see, right? And then we get over to the weirdness that is the LA Lakers team and kind of the surprise team of the Western Conference in terms of how good of a start they've gone off to. I mean, when you have Luka Doncic on your team, you're going to get off to a good start because that's what Luka provides. But we get over to DeAndre Ayton, and the thing with DeAndre Ayton has always been the same, going back to his 1 year in Arizona, the season that he had that made him the number 1 overall pick. The issue coming out of Arizona for DeAndre Ayton was a motor question. And every time you have a motor question coming out of the NBA, it usually hurts your draft stock, but not so much with DeAndre Ayton, but we know that was a weird draft. Luka was in that draft, and he dropped down to 3, and obviously he should have been the number 1 pick, but both of them end up on the Los Angeles Lakers, number 1 and the number 1-3 pick from that draft. DeAndre Ayton had his struggles in Phoenix, bringing in on a night-to-night basis, ended up getting traded from what was a championship contending team over to the Portland Trailblazers, who at the time were tanking, and then motor issues started to rear its head again, although they never really went away over there in Phoenix, but it felt like if he needed to turn the corner, he could. And here with the LA Lakers on a serious team that feels like they could compete for a championship with the veteran presence of LeBron, the workman-like presence of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, who's a gym rat and working his butt off. Alyssa Lester, what's up, Alyssa? Kinahara, what's up, Kinahara? DeAndre Ayton seems locked in. Very much seems to have accepted his role. 15.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, about an assist, 2.5 turnovers. He's more of a scorer than a playmaker, but the turnovers are a little high for DeAndre Ayton. 0.9 blocks, 0.5 steals, 62% from the field, 58% from the foul line is not good, and he has not really taken threes so far this year. Again, accepting his role as a rim running big. And I'll tell you what, you play alongside Luka Doncic as a rim running big, and he's going to hook you up. He's going to get you going, right? Robin Schroeder, Robin. We all thought Ayton in LA playing for Redick was going to be a disaster waiting to happen. But so far, he has been consistent and seems to have bought into his role. Now, it is still early in the season somewhat, it being, game 11 for this team. It being pretty early in the season, we'll monitor the DeAndre Ayton situation, but so far, so good with DeAndre Ayton and him buying into what's going on here with the Lakers. We get over to Rui Hachimura, and I've always been a fan of Rui Hachimura, going back to, obviously, his Gonzaga days and him getting drafted by the Wizards. I always thought he was pretty solid. Every time my team ended up playing him in a regular season game, felt like Rui Hachimura was just solid, knocking down mid-range shots, playing out of the high post, attacking the basket. He was big, he was strong, he had a good touch. The jump shot looked perfectly fine, but he has stepped his game up because he is now an absolute marksman from three-point range. And again, when you play alongside playmakers like Luka and what Reeves has leaped into, you're going to get a lot of open looks. And Rui Hachimura has put in the work, and boy, oh boy, is he taking full advantage of playing alongside some generationally great playmakers. 51% for three-point range. Do not leave this man open. He is more likely to knock it down, obviously. Now, the percentages will probably come down as the season goes on, but this is the year for three-point shooting, as everybody seems to be locked in because a lot of these percentages are over 40%. Actually, I looked it up the other day, or I saw information about it, had to corroborate it and double-check that it was actually true, but league average three-point shooting is now at 39% from three. It used to be 35%. over the last couple of years. It's jumped up to around 37. Now this season, it's leaped all the way up to 39. Now, will law of averages likely bring some of those down, some of those shooting stats down, and we'll get back to maybe around a 37% league average shooting? Probably. But as of right now, Rui Hachimura is absolutely crushing it from the perimeter. The luxury of being a role player alongside Luka and this version of Reeves means your efficiency is going to skyrocket. He's almost even a 60% at 60% from the field, 16 points per game. He is filled in as the third guy, a little bit of a third option playing off of those two very admirably. He's been very, very, very solid. Also, his size and his strength allows him to be a versatile defender, able to match up against bigger players because he's so big and physically strong. We get over to Marcus Smart. And Marcus Smart's had a little bit of a tumultuous 2 or 3 year run here at 31 years old now, having the injuries that he's had throughout his career. 10 points per game, 2.1 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 2.4 turnovers, 26% from three-point range. As always, struggling from three. He's never really been a consistent three-point shooter, but 40% from the field is also pretty rough. 94% from the foul line shows. He still has that touch, though. He still has the touch. 2.2 steals per game will tell you he's still a defensive playmaker, and I believe he's played every single game for the Lakers. Maybe he missed one, but I believe he's played every single game for the Lakers so far this year. And Marcus Smart, after being traded from the Celtics over to the Memphis Grizzlies and then being traded from the Grizzlies over to the Wizards, Marcus Smart seems to have finally regained himself and gotten back to who Marcus Smart was, the guy who at one point won Defensive Player of the Year and was almost consistently on all defensive teams in the league. After a couple of injury-riddled seasons, Smart seems healthy and back to his old self, for better or for worse. Yes, that means all of the flopping is back, all of the flailing, looking for a foul call in every single possession. Yes, that means some heat check three-point shots that you're saying, no, please don't take that shot. All of the Marcus Smart isms are back, but that also means majority of those winning plays are also back with Marcus Smart, and he's done a great job filling in as that ball-handling backup guard for the Lakers in order to help facilitate the Luka Doncic-less and Austin Reeves-less minutes. We get over to Dalton Connect, and now we're deep into the bench for the Los Angeles Lakers here, 7.7 points per game. It's actually a little bit lower than what he was at last year, but 33% from three-point range. You expect the three-point shot to come around as the season goes on, especially playing alongside the playmakers as we've gone over and over again with Luka, Reeves, and probably LeBron when he eventually gets back. 33% for three-point range is likely to go up because we know the reputation Dalton Connect had coming out of Tennessee. This man is an absolute sniper from three-point range, but that's not all Dalton Connect is. He's pretty decent at attacking a closeout and getting into the lane and either finishing or playmaking from that point, and not necessarily for assists, but keeping the ball movement as a connective player. Even though the percentages don't show it yet, Connect gets the respect as a knockdown shooter because of his reputation from college. We know this guy, when left open, is likely to make the shot. Therefore, teams run him off the line pretty consistently and don't give him any space to breathe. We get over to Jake LaRavia, who is having a bit of a resurgence here with the LA Lakers. We'll see if it'll continue to hold up. 11.1 points per game so far for Jake LaRavia. I believe he's their leading scorer off the bench, 50% from the field and 36.5% from three-point range. Jake LaRavia got off to a pretty interesting start in his career with the Memphis Grizzlies after being drafted by them out of Wake Forest. 6'7", he's got good size, can do a little bit of everything as a bench wing here, but lost his way a little bit, whether that was because of playing time or a poor relationship with the coach or a loss of confidence or whatever the case may be. Jake LaRavia seemed to have lost his way a little bit, but finally finding himself yet again here with the Los Angeles Lakers. LaRavia seems to have found himself with the Lakers after a promising start to his career with the Grizzlies. A solid all-around game. Nothing that stands out in particular with Jake LaRavia, but he's got a little bit of an off-the-bounce game, can knock down an open three, can self-create out of the mid-range just a little bit, just enough to keep you honest. Decent rebounder, decent connective playmaker, keeps the ball moving. Can be a solid defender at his position as a bench wing. 1.3 steals per game shows you he can jump passing lanes and be a little bit of a defensive playmaker. But Jake LaRavia has been very much a very, very much needed backup wing player for the LA Lakers, who desperately needed a bunch of guys to step up after gutting their roster in the Luka Doncic deal. We get over to Jared Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt has spent the last, I believe this is his third year with the Lakers, I believe, right? 6'8", out of Kentucky, 26 years old now, 5.1 points per game, 6.3 rebounds. The counting stats aren't going to blow you away as a bench wing, who's also a little bit of an undersized center. He can slide down to be your backup big, need be, if you want to go small. 45% from the field, only 25% from three-point range. This is obviously the thing that has always held Jared Vanderbilt back throughout his career. That and maybe a little bit of health. But Jared Vanderbilt is not out there for offense. He's out there because he can be an absolute defensive demon, a very versatile player who can step out and guard point guards or guard on-ball wings. He can guard bigger wings with his size at 6'8" and long arms. He can even step up and guard bigs if need be in certain situations. Obviously, it's not something you want to go to all the time, but Vanderbilt, very important off the bench as a defensive piece. If he doesn't have it that night, you don't have to stick with him. If he does have it that night, you're in for a tough night as the opponent. Blind Tay, what's up, Tay? Appreciate you. Karen, of course. What's up, Karen? As long as Vanderbilt can be disruptive defensively, he can justify his playing time even with his limited offensive ceiling. So again, he's not going to give you a whole lot offensively. The counting stats aren't going to blow you away. But if he's on that night, especially defensively, he's a huge, huge benefit for the LA Lakers, who need defensive wings, with Luka being challenged, LeBron being 1,000 years old, Austin Reeves being defensively challenged, DeAndre Ayton, not the most reliable defender either. You need a guy like Jared Vanderbilt who can step in and give you some reliability defensively on that end. We get over to Jackson Hayes, and Jackson Hayes is a little bit of a wild card for the Lakers. 4.9 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, 1.2 assists, and thank goodness they were able to sign DeAndre Ayton, because if not, Jackson Hayes would once again be their starting center after the Anthony Davis-Luka Doncic deal. They didn't have another big to go to. 71% from the field, though, 43% from the foul line. It's pretty bad for Jackson Hayes. Brother, what is this touch right here? But for some context for Jackson Hayes, he's really just a rim-running big. If you can rim run and catch lobs, Luka will make you look great. And so far, Jackson Hayes has filled in very admirably as the backup big for the LA Lakers, especially with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves throwing this man lobs left and right and drop-off passes left and right. He's looked great in his role. Looked great. That's all they really need, is just a guy to be solid, and so far, Jackson Hayes has been perfectly solid, perfectly fine. And now we get over to the Milwaukee Bucks. And of course, we're going to start with Giannis Antetokounmpo. 30 years old now, the man is squarely in his prime, maybe has a year or two left of his quote-unquote prime, where the prime usually takes you to around 32, 33 years old. Hopefully we get a little bit longer with Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially in this era of stars elongating their careers and elongating their primes. But 33.5 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 6.2 assists. And I don't think this number was updated after his 18 assists game last night, because I did it as soon as the game wrapped. So I don't think this number was updated. As a matter of fact, let me pull up Giannis's card here on ESPN right now to see if that number has indeed risen, because 18 assists, coming off a game where he had 18 assists against the Charlotte Hornets. The man was diming it up all over the place. The Milwaukee Bucks, as we'll get to it, as you guys will see, have absolute snipers on this team. They have surrounded Giannis Antetokounmpo with shooting all over the place. And as we pull up his card right now, Giannis is, his assist numbers, are they still at 6.2, or have they risen? His assist numbers are at it went up one full assist number. He is averaging on the year, because of his 18 assist game, instead of 6.2, which is where it was before the game, it jumped up one whole assist number to 7.2 assists per game for Giannis Antetokounmpo, to about 3.2 turnovers, which also I saw went up after last night's game. 1.3 blocks per game, 0.9 steals. We know what he can do defensively, even though he's gotten a little bit older. We know what he can do defensively as a help defender, now playing alongside Miles Turner, a younger version of Brook Lopez, it feels like they almost replaced him with, which is great, and obviously we'll get to Miles Turner, but 63% from the field. We know he struggles from the foul, and he's in at 63%. 50% from three-point range. He's only taken a handful of threes so far this year, so that makes sense. This is Giannis. We know Giannis. Hope he's settling for jump shots, and he's missing them. And he's missing his free throws. Otherwise, same as Luka, good luck. There really is no guarding players once they get to this level. Once they get to the MVP level, there really is no guarding them one-on-one. You just hope they have an off night, right? And Giannis is coming off what I would consider a very much on night. My boy was on. And so we'll see if he has it again here today. We get over to their second tier player, and it's difficult to really point it out who it is for the Milwaukee Bucks, because they very much do it as committee, One night it could be Ryan Rollins, another night it could be Kyle Kuzma, another night it could be Miles Turner. But either way, we're going to go to Ryan Rollins, who feels like he's made a big old leap this year in a position where the Milwaukee Bucks absolutely needed somebody to take a leap at the point guard position. 17.3 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 5.7 assists for Ryan Rollins, 1.8 steals. Also, being pesky defensively is important at that position. 52.7% from the field, 80% from the foul line, and 46% from three-point range, still lighting it up from the perimeter. Again, the three-point shooting around the league has been absolutely on fire, in fuego, to start the year from almost everybody around. You're either lighting it up and shooting like 45% from three, or you're stinking it up to start the year and you're shooting like 20 or 30% from three. There is no in-between so far. AP, what's up, AP? Working on your day off? There are no days off, brother. There are no days off. We do games Monday through the weekend, my man. There are no days off. Except for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day off. Sundays are days off, not Saturdays, brother. We're going to do games every night, as many games as we can do so far this year. Rollins has blossomed into the exact kind of player the Bucks needed. It's incredible how this has turned out for them. The lead guard that can complement Giannis, starting to slow down a little bit since his really hot start to the year. He had a couple of back-to-back games against the Knicks and then against the Warriors where he set back-to-back career highs in terms of scoring and even assisting. He won that game against the Warriors almost single-handedly. Obviously, it was a team effort, but my man was on fire, had a 30-point game, had about 7-8 assists in that game. And he's really stepped up to be the lead guard that the Bucks have needed, and especially that Giannis has needed. We get over to Miles Turner, the big offseason acquisition. They waive and stretch the Damian Lillard contract in order to acquire Miles Turner, 29 years old, his first season away from the team that drafted him in the Indiana Pacers. MBM, what's up, MBM? 12.4 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been solid so far, still trying to find his way here on the Bucks. 43% from the field, 37% from three-point range. And believe it or not, these numbers are actually rising. Again, he got off to a really slow start to start the year. Three-point shooting is starting to round out to where it usually is. He's sitting at 37% now. 43% from the field is probably also going to go up as the season goes on. Turner is starting to become more comfortable in the Bucks offense and also playing off of Giannis, which is always going to be an adjustment when you join another superstar's team. Not that he's a superstar, but he's coming from playing with Halliburton, which you play a specific way, to now coming to playing with Giannis, who plays a very specific way. It's a huge adjustment. It's a much bigger adjustment, not to even mention the whole moving your entire life from one state to another state in one offseason. So we get over to A.J. Green, and A.J. Green is having himself a career-high season. 10.3 points per game so far, 2.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 46.5% from three-point range. Like I said, you are either lighting the nets on fire or you can hit a shot. There is no in-between so far to start the year. Expect some of these numbers to start to go down as the season goes on. But again, if you're playing off of Giannis Antetokounmpo, best believe you're going to find yourself open on a handful of situations on a night-to-night basis. And the Milwaukee Bucks front office, give them credit, have done a phenomenal job of identifying absolute snipers to play alongside him, as we'll get to the next guy as well. But 46.5% from three-point range. Every time this man rises, I think it's going to go in. And this is not on low volume. This man is getting, like, he is a three-point marksman to the fullest. He's gotten much better at being able to attack a strong closeout. But A.J. Green, whether it's contested or not, he's got this high, funky shot release. It's incredible. He can get it off. Only 6'4", 6'5", but he can still get it off against taller players with an outstretched hand for contest. Does not matter. He's actually worked to speed up his release as well. And none of this other stuff matters. The only thing that matters with a guy like A.J. Green is this number right here when you play alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. And boy, oh boy, has he been hooping it up. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? We get over to Gary Trent Jr., who is the other absolute sniper on this team, although the percentages don't necessarily show. He's shooting 37% from three-point range, which, again, is probably going to be around what league average is. But Gary Trent Jr., similar to A.J. Green, you have A.J. Green on one side, Gary Trent Jr. on the other side, and both of these guys are constantly running off of screens, constantly running the baseline, trying to find an open space, one of them's constantly playing the handoff game with Giannis, trying to just get a sniff of airspace out on the perimeter to launch a three-point shot. Because if these guys get open from three, best believe it's more than likely it's going to go down. 10 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Again, they're not doing much else other, with rebounding and playmaking. but they are launching them three-point shots. This is on high volume as well. These guys are launching threes. Him and AJ Green are launching threes. The second it touches their hand and they got some airspace, they're letting it fly. So you're going to have to play as tightly to them as possible, which obviously makes it much more difficult to guard Giannis because you can't guard him one-on-one. You have to guard him as a team. 37% from the field. Again, it's going to replicate very much what his three-point percentage is because it's mostly three-point shots from my man. Joe, my man, Relic of the Soul. What's up, Joe? Then we get over to Kyle Kuzma, who I've made fun of in the past for being a really bad basketball player. But he's finally starting to shake the Wizards stink off of him. Kuzma's finally starting to Kuzma's finally shaking off the tanking Wizards stink and is getting back to being a solid, versatile wing who has recently been elevated to the starting lineup. So previously the starting lineup was Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., Giannis, and Turner. And recently Kyle Kuzma has been inserted into the starting lineup because before, with AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., and Ryan Rollins, they were just really small out on the perimeter and on the wings. And so you needed the size of Kyle Kuzma, and now that he's finally starting to turn himself around, these percentages are on the way up. Almost 30% from three-point range. Again, it was pretty bad to start the year, but it's starting to go up. 52% from the field is solid. 81% from the foul line is very solid. He's playing significantly better, up to 13.3 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists. And I think he's coming off of maybe his best performance as a Milwaukee Bug the other night against Charlotte in a game in which they absolutely needed somebody to step up. Kyle Kuzma was there. He is now being inserted into the starting lineup at about 6'8", 6'9" for Kyle Kuzma. And again, just giving them also a little bit more size on the wing for a team that's been very, very small for the majority of the year in their starting lineup. You get to their backup big, and that's Bobby Portis. And we know and love Bobby Portis, but time may be starting to pass up Bobby Portis here. He is still shooting the lights out of the ball, 39.5% from three-point range. Remember what I said. You're either lighting the nets on fire or you're stinging it up from three. And Bobby Portis is one of those guys lighting the nets on fire, almost 40% from three-point range. Portis' ability to shoot three has kept him valuable to the Giannis-centric play style here with the Bucks. Ball's in Giannis' hands, and he's constantly driving to the basket. And to have Bobby Portis out there to be able to stretch the court as a big has been very valuable. The points are down. The rebounds are down for a guy who was kind of perennially in the conversation for Sixth Man of the Year the last couple of years. Again, he's not going to be there anymore. Seems like time is starting to catch up with Bobby Portis a little bit. He was always a little bit defensively challenged. You can see here in the counting stats, not a defensive playmaker at all. The big man position at 6'10", as essentially their backup center. But Bobby Portis can still come off the bench, knock down a couple of shots for you, get the crowd hyped up. Obviously, he's got this connection and love affair with the crowd. He's a fan favorite. And so any positive Bobby Portis play is likely to set the arena on fire. And with this game being in Milwaukee, Bobby Portis is always can be relied upon to knock down a big shot to get the crowd riled up. So he's actually much more dangerous as a player in Milwaukee than he is as a road guy. When we get over now deeper into their bench, Cole Anthony is their backup guard with Kevin Porter Jr. out. Been a lot of Cole Anthony off the bench, and I actually have liked the way Cole Anthony has played. The percentages won't show that he's playing all that particularly well with his shooting percentage, but he's been a very needed backup guard with his ball handling, his playmaking. The fact that he is a pretty legit point guard, 9.9 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 4.8 assists, has been very valuable to the Milwaukee Bucks team, who came into the year not really knowing what their solution was going to be at point guard, but with the rise of Ryan Rollins and Cole Anthony coming in to be a steady veteran at 25 years old, already a pretty steady veteran as the backup point guard here, 1.9 turnovers. Anthony provides a nice punch off the bench for the Bucks. He can be erratic and a wild card, but his ball handling has proven valuable for a Bucks team that desperately needed another ball handler alongside Giannis. Obviously, they didn't know they were going to have this version of Ryan Rollins. They were going to very much rely upon Kevin Porter Jr., and so we'll see what the rotation will look like when Kevin Porter Jr. comes back to return. Do they have a nice trade chip on their hands, or are they going to look to kind of run a three-guard lineup between the three of them? I mean, more ball handling between three talented ball handlers is always, a good thing. And then we get to Kevin Porter Jr., who is out, has yet to make his season debut, and so we will be here. That will wrap up our little post-game go-through right there, a little post-game roundup. We got about 5 minutes before we get to tip-off, and so real quick, we can go around the league. We could also look at yesterday's box scores because both of these teams, I do believe, have played already, as in they're both on the second night of a back-to-back. So, we can, let's go real quick. Let's look at the games that have already tipped off. Thunder Hornets is tipped off. It's interesting that it's 55-52 at halftime, but we've seen this this happened many times with the Thunder. You feel like you're in the game, you feel like it's close, and then the Thunder pull away at the end. But 55-52 at the end of the first half is very nice for the Hornets, who also played the Milwaukee Bucks last night in a very close game that went into overtime. That's also another thing to take into account. The Milwaukee Bucks played an overtime game last night. So are they going to be the more tired team? Are the Lakers going to be the more tired team, where this is the last leg of their little road trip here on the East Coast? I think both teams are sufficiently tired. The Raptors are playing the Pacers, and the Pacers trying to pick up their 7th victory of the year, although they may not really care, because they may be in the race for that lottery pick. Who knows? Obviously, we have the Lakers Bucks coming up. We got Nuggets Timberwolves also coming up. Cavs beat the Grizzlies earlier today. This game is already wrapped up 108-100. Cavs pick up another victory. They're sitting at 9-5. But if we go to yesterday's box score, AB said the Thunder are going to go 81-1. They might. Although 81-3, they got to play the Knicks twice. I'll give them one against the Knicks. So maybe they go 80-2. Maybe they go 80-2. But yesterday's game, the Milwaukee Bucks did beat the Hornets in an overtime victory. They dominated them in overtime. 18 points for the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime, only to 5 for the Hornets. They ran out of gas. Giannis with 25-7, and like I said, 18 assists for Giannis. An absolute ridiculous game from him. Lakers also played the Pelicans at New Orleans, obviously. They've been on this little bit of a road trip here. 31-7 for Austin Reeves as the top performer here for the Lakers. This wasn't an overtime game, but it wasn't the easiest game of all time, although it wasn't also the hardest game of all time. They are playing the lowly Pelicans, who after this loss, the Pelicans recently just fired Willie Green. So shout out to Willie Green. Hopefully you can find a home here. Big Rod said, how about the Warriors? Yeah, true. Did I skip over the Warriors game? No, that's the last one here. Warriors Spurs in a very, very entertaining close game here. You can see Steph Curry with another 40-point effort. 49. I could zoom it in so you guys can see it much more clearly. My apologies. Does that take us away our top performers? Cool. Can I zoom out now? Do I have to zoom all the way out? Thanks, ESPN. You're great for that. 49 points for Steph Curry. He was one away from the 50-point effort, similar to Karl-Anthony Towns, who was one away from his 40-point effort, sitting with 39. But 49 points for Steph Curry. Boy, oh boy, they need every single one of those points to pull off this win versus Victor Wembanyama with 26, 12, and 3. Played fantastically again. Did not really matter in the long run because the Warriors took 2 in a row in San Antonio, and this one was for the NBA Cup qualifiers. As we know, it was NBA Cup Friday last night. AB said Tom Thibodeau can go to New Orleans. I don't know if that's the situation he wants to find himself in. I'll tell you what. That team is on the verge of blowing it up. Jay Hammer said, Willie Green is not my coach. He's just a dude. He says, I am the one, but Willie Green is not my fun. I don't know what the reference is there, brother. And you said it's Isaiah Hartenstein's fault? It is Isaiah Hartenstein's fault, AP. It is. It will forever be his fault. Everything will forever be his fault. I hate that he has found success with the Thunder and that he has been the missing piece for them. I hate it. I hate it deep within my soul, I'll tell you that. Bronny is in the starting lineup, y'all. I thought about making a player graphic for Bronny, but I figured he's really situational. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. But Bronny's in the starting lineup tonight. Same starting lineup for the Bucks. Rollins, Green, Kuzma, Antetokounmpo, and Miles Turner. AB said to his credit is Tom Thibodeau knows how to turn a team around. Not that team, brother. Not that team. They're about to blow it up. They are going to blow it up. And I don't know if expansion is going to come to the NBA. The talks of expansion seem to have died down. Who knows if we'll get to expansion? It seems like Adam Silver, for whatever reason, is really interested in creating a European league because he's not a smart businessman. Or he doesn't really care about the NBA. He just only cares about the financials of it, which is great. Nice. Fun. Okay. But if we ever do get expansion, I would not be surprised if we saw maybe even New Orleans end up moving cities because, boy, oh boy, does that not look like a good situation anybody wants to go to right now. Big Red said they have no PG. Lakers, they got Luka and they got Reeves, and they got LeBron coming back eventually. I don't think they care too much about having a point guard. Jake LaRavia is also in the starting lineup along with Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and DeAndre Ayton. So no Rui Hachimura tonight. The Lakers win the tip, and we're off and running. Here we go. And Luka has it up top being guarded by Kuzma. Coming to his right off a high screen. They show two and they hedge out early. Picks up his handle, gets it over to Reeves. Reeves curling to his right, driving it down, step back, foul line, pull-up jumper, comes up short, but gets a nice friendly roll as he gets it to drop down. Here we go. Lakers with the first basket of the night. Ryan Rollins on the right wing, pulling it back, being guarded by Bronny. Over the top pass to Kuzma. Kuzma stops, turns, pivots, spins, kicks it out to Rollins, coming to his right. Rollins in the right corner, dancing with his step back left right wing three. Comes up short against Luka. Luka with a long rebound, and here we go. Let me pull up the game cast for you guys so we can all follow along together. There we go. Reeves has it on the right wing, being guarded by Rollins. Good defense from Rollins to stay in front of him. Reeves is not able to get downhill. Now hits Bronny cutting along the baseline, steps back out for a three on the right corner. Too strong, can't get it to go off the back rim. AJ Green with the rebound. Here comes Rollins. Rollins bringing it down. Giannis tried to hit the no-look pass to Turner in the corner, but knocked out of bounds by Jake LaRavia. Interesting starting lineup for the Lakers. Right, obviously down a couple of guys, but Jake LaRavia in the starting lineup along with James. Oof. They get it into Rollins. Rollins in the left corner, or the left wing. Jab step, going along the baseline. Good job from James to stay in front of him. They get it over to Giannis, and Giannis just one hard dribble in the paint, goes up, big two-handed hammer. Easy 2 points for Giannis there. Nice pass from Ryan Rollins. Now here comes Luka bringing it down against Kuzma. Luka has it up top. Waiting for a screen, coming to his right off the 8-in screen. Driving it down to his right, probing, gets caught in the air, kicks it out. James catches, hesitates from three, doesn't want to take another one there, so they get it out to Reeves on the reset, leans in, step back three against Rollins, created enough space, but he can't get the three to go. Here comes Giannis bringing it down the other way. 10-20 to go so far here in the first. They get it over to AJ Green, catches, pump fake, sidestep, now driving it in against Ayton, kicks it out to Kuzma. Kuzma won't hesitate from three. He puts it up, but too strong, can't get it to go, and here comes Luka off the DeAndre Ayton rebound. Luka bringing it down right side of the court, now coming to his left. Kuzma applying some good full court pressure here, but Luka gets to his spot, little fall away mid-range, comes up short. Green saves the rebound over to Turner, and now here comes Giannis bringing it down the other way. Both of these teams have come out so far here tonight, misfiring on both ends. Giannis full head of steam goes right into DeAndre Ayton. Can't get the little scoop layup finger roll to go, but he will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Ayton got caught with his hand in the cookie jar reaching in against Giannis, so now Giannis had the foul line for 2. Big Red said, imagine Giannis and Wemby on the squad. It would be horrifying defensively. You would not score a basket against them in the paint. Luka and Giannis are the 1 and 2 leading scorers so far this year, though Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is only behind by 0.1 behind Giannis. Both of those guys north of 32 points per game. Giannis knocks down the first free throw. If you're going to get a night where Giannis is going to knock down his free throws, ooh, boy, you're going to be in for a long night because we know he knows how to get himself to the foul line. Philadelphia 76ers fanboy, what's up, Philly? Pacers going to lose tonight? Probably, brother, probably. The Pacers have done nothing but lose so far this year. Giannis knocked down the first one, misses the second one. To be expected. Make one, miss one is the Giannis way from the foul line. Reeves gets it over to LaRavia on the left wing, being guarded by Green. LaRavia has it up top to get it over to Luka. Mid-post, being guarded by Kuzma. Backing him down. Giannis comes over for the help. He gets caught in the air. They swing it around. Reeves, pump fakes, ran off the line. Gets caught in the mid-range, kicks it out. LaRavia, he's been on fire from three. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound. Giannis able to grab it. Now he'll bring it down now with 2 Lakers in the backcourt. Giannis full head of steam is just going to go. Run right past his defenders, kicks it out to Kuzma, can't get it to go, but he grabs the offensive rebound, has it in the paint, stops, turns, pivots, he's got nowhere to go, gets caught in the air with Luka, and it's going to be a jump ball between Giannis and Luka. So it's going to be a jump ball between Giannis and Luka. Great defense from Luka. Get his hands in there against Giannis. Not an easy thing to do. Giannis looks like he's sculpted from stone. 9:15 to go here. Still 2-3. Pretty low scoring game so far to start. So now, Luka wins the tip, and Luka will bring it down. Luka up top, being guarded by Giannis. Step back three over Giannis. He has been launching threes, hasn't been hitting them efficiently. He misses that one right there. Green with the rebound off a good box out from Miles Turner on Ayton. Ryan Rollins has it up top, being guarded by James. They throw it over the top to Giannis, who pushes off on Luka, who had tried to have him sealed under the basket. But Luka fronting. Giannis hits him with a little two-hand shove. And the refs hit him. Luka does a great job of selling it. Hit him with a little bit of a flop. Gets the call. And so the Lakers will bring it down now. Reeves will bring it down. Reeves gets it over to Luka. Doncic, jab step, coming to his right, navigating around the screen, throws a lob to Ayton, and if you're a rim-running lob threat, Luka Doncic will find you over and over and over again. And there's the first lob connection for Luka tonight. This one to DeAndre Ayton for a two-handed slam. Ryan Rollins up top, gets it over to Turner, coming to his left, hands it off to Kuzma. Kuzma now up top to Rollins, being guarded by LaRavia, coming to his right at the Giannis screen, all the way to the basket. Scoop layup with the right hand, gets it to go past DeAndre Ayton. Nice explosive move. All eyes on Giannis, and Ryan Rollins takes advantage of it coming off the screen. Luka Doncic up top. Again, more full court pressure from Kyle Kuzma. There's some solid pressure from Kuzma. Coming to his right, hesitation move. They're hedging out hard. Luka's going to keep it, drive down, pass fake, kicks it out to James. They get it up top to Reeves as the stream cut out. My goodness, thank you, NBA League Pass. I'm going to have to refresh the page. It blacked out. Here we go. Reeves drove it down. Gets the layup to go, and they get Turner on a foul call. So Reeves will go to the foul line for one more. Nice drive and finish for Austin Reeves. AP said, who is our team this year? East. What's up, East? Heist. What's up, East? Who's our team this year? I don't think we have one. What do you mean, our team? Outside of the Knicks, you mean? AJ Green, jab step, and knocks down a three right between the eyes of DeAndre Ayton, getting those 3 points right back after Reeves knocked down his and one free throw. So now it's 7-8. Hey, you said I got to root for all Eastern Conference teams to lose. True. Very true. What do you mean, AP? Who's our team this year? I don't think we have one. So the Lakers will inbound it here. They get it over to Reeves. Reeves hands it off to LaRavia. Will bring it down. LaRavia now gets it over to Luka. Luka up top as Kuzma went for the steal. Luka up top, steps back for a three over Kuzma, and he knocks down the little step back three there. He's been getting those 3-point shots up, man. I'll tell you that. Giannis bringing it down left side of the court, being picked up by Ayton. Backing him down. We know what Giannis did to him in the finals a couple of years ago. Giannis in the lane, can knock down the little floating hook shot. Reeves chases down the long rebound, going 1-on-1 against Turner. Gets it knocked out of his hands. Green picks it up, hit ahead to Kuzma. Kuzma bringing it down, over the top pass to Rollins, wide open right wing three. Ryan Rollins comes up well short. DeAndre Ayton with the shallow rebound. And now here comes Luka Doncic bringing it down the other way. Both of these teams not off to hot starts from the perimeter as Luka fires another three, and he knocks it down. Maybe Luka Doncic is looking to turn that one around with back-to-back threes here for Luka Doncic. 13-8, 6:40 to go. Rollins gets it up top to Turner. Turner hands it off to Green. Green back over to Rollins. Rollins up top being guarded by LaRavia. Coming to his right at the Giannis screen. Stops, turns, pivots, spins. Step back, pump fake. Gets it inside to Giannis, but he gets fouled by LaRavia as they're kung fu fighting down there for positioning. And they get LaRavia with a foul call. 6:30 to go. We're going to get a Bucks full timeout here, almost halfway through. Mark, what's up, Mark? AB said, we hated the Sixers the year and the Celtics last year. I don't know who's our enemy this year. Who are we rooting against this year? More than any other team? It's a good one. Maybe you could say the Pistons. Because they're off to such a rollicking start. But I don't hate the Pistons. That's the thing. I hated the 76ers because they're a dirty, nasty team. And I hated the Celtics because they're the Celtics. I don't hate the Pistons. I actually like the Pistons. I'm upset that they're obviously going to stand in the way of the Knicks, and they're a good team. They're off to a really good start so far this year. But in terms of Who would I say I'm rooting against this year? Who do I want to see lose more than any other team so far this year? It would be the Thunder. They won the championship. They have Isaiah Hartenstein. They're out in the West. Not the biggest deal in the world, right? We'll worry about them when we get to the finals. But I don't know. I guess it would be the Pistons just because right now they're sitting at the top of the conference. Philly 76ers fanboy. What do you think of Paul George? I don't know what to think of Paul George, Philly. I'm not going to lie to you. He obviously hasn't played so far this year. So it's hard to have an opinion on what he'll look like this year. I'll tell you, he has one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Unfortunately for him. I mean, look, he's coming off of the worst season since his first couple of years in Indiana. It was a truly, Mark said Paul is washed. Yeah, that's what he looked like last year. Definitely what he looked like in a tanking year last year. So hopefully when he comes back from injury, he doesn't completely derail this team. They seem to have a little bit of a spunk to him right now, but it hasn't been great for Paul George down there in Philadelphia. I think one thing you can rely on, Philly fanboy, is that I don't think it could be worse than last year, right? If he can accept his role as just the solid starting wing guy and he's no longer that all-NBA guy he was, if he could just be solid, I think you're going to get a great addition to your team. But if he's still trying to be somebody he is no longer, I think it's going to be another rough year for Paul George. It's all about acceptance at this point in his career. All about acceptance. Mark said, Joel is the worst. Hate Indy with a passion. Yeah, it was easy to hate those teams. I just, every other team, I don't really feel that strongly about. AB said, I can't say I hate the Pistons. I hate the Miami Heat. I hate the Indiana Pacers. I hate the LA Lakers. I don't hate the Pistons. They've helped us a lot in the past. They were really good trade partners back in the day with Troy Weaver, but since they moved on from Troy Weaver, we haven't made a trade with them since. But Rollins has it, gets it over to Kuzma in the corner, attacking the closeout on Luka, stops, turns, spins, leans in, puts up the lefty hook, can't get it to go, and they caught Kyle Kuzma with the travel. Pack your bags, buddy. Pack your bags. 76ers fanboy said, if y'all hate me because I'm a 76ers fan, I completely understand. I don't hate y'all because I understand the rivalry. I don't think anybody hates you, brother. We just hate your team. It's not you. It's your team. Reeves bringing it down. He has it on the right wing, being guarded by Rollins. I love having you in here. I need more Philadelphia fans' perspectives. I need to know what's going on with the Philly team. I got off to a hot start. Luka spins towards the baseline, draws the foul on Rollins. Can't get the layup to go, but he'll go to the foul line for two. I need more perspectives of Philly fans. What's really going on with the team? What's going on with Jared McCain, who came back from the injury, but playing games and he misses another game? What's going on with Jared McCain? Mark said, hated Chicago and Houston as a kid, too. For good reason. For good reason. Jackson Hayes is coming in for DeAndre Ayton. Luka misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming. (13-8) halfway through this first quarter. A very low-scoring game. I mean, both teams on the second night of a back-to-back. Luka does knock down the second free throw. Hopefully this game picks up pace as it goes on here. It's been a slow drag of a start so far here tonight. Ryan Rollins will bring it down. Halfway through this first quarter now. Rollins gets it over to Turner. Back to Rollins. Rollins up top, coming to his left off a sim screen. They get it in the corner. Left corner three for Kuzma, who's wide open. Continues to get him up there and continues to misfire. Here comes Luka Doncic, hit ahead to Reeves. Reeves on the right wing, being guarded by Turner. Reeves dancing with it against Miles Turner. Quick crossover to his right, driving it down, loses the handle, out of bounds, ball going back to Milwaukee. Ooh, very sloppy game. AP said, remember when Boy George tried to get an extension from Leon Rose, and Leon Rose said, hell no. Ryan Rollins kicks it out to Kuzma, and they're going to continue to leave him open. He's going to continue to fire, and he's going to continue to miss. Sims with the offensive rebound, out to Kuzma, over to Turner, catches, pump fake. He's going to drive it down in the paint, loses the ball as he tries to draw the foul, loose ball. Dalton Connect picks it up. Here comes Luka Doncic bringing it down. Sloppy game, my goodness. Luka up top, crosses over to his right on Kuzma, gets to the paint, puts up the floater, gets the floater to go down, and draws the foul on Kyle Kuzma. Luka's been heating up so far here tonight. You know he's going to at least get to his averages. 16 points for the Lakers. They're starting to string together some stops and scores. The Milwaukee Bucks, on the other hand, really struggling to buy basket right now. A lot of Kyle Kuzma, I'll tell you that. A lot of Kyle Kuzma. Luka does knock down his and one free throw. Here comes Ryan Rollins bringing it down against Reeves. Putting his head down, attacking, behind the back, pulls it back out, coming to his left off the Sims screen. Foul line pull-up jumper, in and out, can't get it to stay. Jericho Sims with the rebound. Some decent looks for the Milwaukee Bucks here, just can't get anything to go down. Luka blowing past Kuzma, throws a wild lob, gets slapped out of the air by Sims. Luka upset. Here comes Turner bringing it down, gets it in the corner to Gary Trent Jr., sets his feet, fires from three, wide open as Luka overran him. And even he can't get the three-point shot to go down. Hayes with the rebound over to Reeves. Reeves out to Laravia, catches, pump fakes on Turner. Can't get the layup to go as Jericho Sims came over for the help. He hit the floor, so now it's 5-on-4. Rollins bringing it down the other way. Rollins steps back, hesitates, coming to his left. Kicks it out to Jericho Sims out by the three-point line. We know he's got no game from there. Back to Rollins, going along the baseline, throws up a tough floater. Got it to go down. Finally, a shot went in for the Milwaukee Bucks as they finally break the 10-point barrier here. Luka bringing it down against Kuzma. Luka coming to his left off a stagger screen, crosses over to his right, rejecting the other screen all the way to the basket, high off glass, can't get the layup to go over Turner, well contested. Luka almost got the finish. Here comes Ryan Rollins pushing it the other way, bounce pass to Kuzma, gets down the lane, kicks it out. Gary Trent Jr. left corner three, just missed one, misses one another time. Luka home run pass over to Dalton Connect. He's got Miles Turner to the B. He goes right through his chest and he gets the layup to go out on the fast break. The Lakers are now getting out and running. 3:30 to go. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? Rollins on the right wing, behind the back, being guarded by Reeves. Laravia switches onto him now, but Reeves ends up fouling Turner down low. They're battling for position. 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. AP said, my problem with the Sixers was the dirty play on Mitchell Robinson. I can't root for that. That dirty play from Embiid may have damaged Robinson's career permanently. Yeah, he's been dealing with foot and ankle issues since then, since he re-injured it on that play with Embiid. Yeah, may have altered Mitchell Robinson's career. AP said they took Kemba Walker off our hands so we can get Jalen Brunson and Quinn Grimes to get me to Mikal Bridges. Yep. They took a couple of guys off our hands. They gave us Bojan Bogdanovic in order for us to get Mikal Bridges. For sure, yeah. Shout out the Pistons. The Bucks miss another floater. And the Lakers pushing it the other way. Home run pass. Hayes has it down low. Gets fouled by Portis. So side out of bounds for... No, they're in the bonus. We're going to get free throws here. 3:12 to go here in the first quarter. Lakers already with a 19-point lead. They can get it up to a 10-point lead with Jackson Hayes at the foul line here. Hayes knocks down the first free throw. Did I drop my mic? AP said, when I was a little kid, you did like the Lakers because of Magic Johnson? Everybody liked Magic. Everybody liked Magic. I didn't know who the Knicks were in 1984. Everybody liked Magic back in the day. He was incredibly charismatic. Jackson Hayes knocks down both of the free throws. Cole Anthony has subbed in along with Bobby Portis. Portis has it in the post against Laravia. He's got the size and strength advantage in the lane. Throws up the righty hook. Can't get it to go. Jericho Sims fighting for the rebound. Laravia comes down with it. Now here comes Luka Doncic bringing it down, who has not subbed out of the game so far. Coming to his left off the Hayes screen. Splits a double team. Throws a lob to Jackson Hayes. High lob. Jackson Hayes had to go up there to grab it, but he got it. And he comes down with a one-handed hammer. 23-10 now. 2:40 to go. Cole Anthony driving it down to his right in the lane. Tries to leave it off to Jericho Sims, gets knocked loose. Dalton connect, and Jake LaRavia leading the fast break here. Stops and gets blocked from behind. And now here comes Bobby Portis. A terrible decision from Jake LaRavia there. They get it up top. They swing it over to Cole Anthony. Who's in the game here for the Bucks? Who is that? Gary Harris. My bad. Gary Harris had that chase down block. Cole Anthony, a little mid-range pull-up jumper. He can't get it to go. Jericho Sims with the offensive rebound. Knocked out of his hands. He's able to corral it, though. Kicks it out to Cole Anthony. Doesn't want to take that shot as Jackson Hayes comes out to guard him. They swing it over to Gary Trent Jr. Left corner three. He's been misfiring all night long, but he knocks that one down out of the corner. There's 3 points on the board for the Bucks as they crawl back within 10. A very piss-poor shooting performance so far here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Luka Doncic has it up top, being guarded by Gary Harris. That's a mismatch right there. Coming to his left off a screen. Stops. Coming to his right. Gets into the lane. Wide open floater, but he misses the floater. Grabs his own offensive rebound and then draws the foul. He's going to go back to the foul line for 2 more free throws with 1:48 to go. AB said, did you say Jericho Sims? Jericho Sims is on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, AP. Our old friend Jericho Sims. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Former 55th draft pick? 55th overall pick? 52nd overall pick? Something like that in the 50s. He was drafted in the 50s. Overall pick of the New York Knicks. Yep. That Jericho Sims. He is in the game. Full timeout from the Lakers here with 1:48 to go. When we come back from the timeout, Luka will have 2 free throws. It's 23-13 right now. A very, very low-scoring game. Even from the Lakers, 23 is not a high-scoring number either. But 13 is pretty pathetic. Second night of a back-to-back, and both of these teams look at right now. AB said, I'm cool with the Detroit Pistons except for when they play us. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel as well, AP. I actually really like the Pistons. I've always really liked the Pistons. I was a huge fan of Cade Cunningham back in high school, and then watched him when he was at Oklahoma State. Felt like, oh, this guy's a star. I never wavered from that. A lot of people wavered, maybe not a lot, but I feel like a lot of people wavered on whether or not he could be a superstar in the NBA. And I was like, nope, this dude's the goods. Yep, he's going to be a superstar, and here he is as a superstar in the NBA now. And yeah, when he got drafted to the Pistons, I was like, I might have to be a Pistons fan. My uncle's a Pistons fan, so, I've always liked the Pistons. I like that 04 team a lot. I love the defensive-minded team. But now that they stand in the way of the Knicks, very upsetting. Very upsetting, because I like that team a lot. Jay Hammer said, rotating pictures, maybe you can remove guys not playing. Why? They're still on the team. They're still an important part of the rotation. Why? Why remove them? AB said, I didn't start watching the Knicks until 1991. I became a dedicated fan in 93. I didn't start watching the Knicks until like 06, 07. But I didn't start watching basketball until like the 08 season. K Hazy, what's up, K Hazy? Let's go, Sims. Yes, sir. Udo Anua. What's up, Udo? Ronnie's a 55th pick as well, yeah. Yep, second round picks against on play here tonight. Adu Thoreau is going to enter the game. I believe this is his first game of his career, the rookie. Hold on, let's pull it up. Adu Thoreau. Tell me this is his debut. This is his NBA debut here tonight, Adu Thoreau. And if you guys remember during the draft coverage we had, Adu Thoreau was one of the guys I was hoping the New York Knicks would take a look at and maybe try to snag in the draft. Absolutely love Adu Thoreau. He's an absolute lockdown defender. Let's see. He's probably going to draw the Luka Doncic matchup here. Oh, no, he's on the Lakers. Wow. He's probably. Here he is. He's going to get the Cole Anthony. He's point of attack defender. Luka knocked down both of his free throws. Cole Anthony has it up top, being guarded by Thoreau. Coming to his right off the Bobby Portis screen. Hayes switches onto him. Cole Anthony still driving it down. Switched onto by Kleber. They kick it out. Gary Harris gets it up top to Portis. Portis coming to his right. In the right wing to Gary Harris. To Gary Trent Jr., excuse me. Mid-range, fall-away jumper over Dalton connect, and he got it to go. Bucks starting to knock down a couple shots here, thanks to Gary Trent Jr. Can anybody else get it going? Luka has it up top, being guarded by Gary Harris. Both of these teams going deep into their bench here today. Luka driving it down, step back, right wing three, not a good shot, but when it's Luka Doncic, but Adu Thoreau chases down the offensive rebound, gets it over to Luka. Luka on the right wing, jab step. Now he has him in the post, backing him down. They show two defenders. Over the top pass, out to Maxi Kleber, left wing three, and Maxi Kleber on the board with a three-point shot, courtesy of Luka Doncic. Boy, oh boy, is he used to that going back to their Dallas days. Giannis bringing it down now, being guarded by Kleber. Inside the Portis. Portis stops, kicks it out to Gary Trent. Extra pass to Gary Trent Jr. Over to Harris. Now over to Anthony. Anthony coming to his right, the Giannis screen. Up top to Portis. Portis spots up for a three over Jackson Hayes, and he gets it to go. Anything you can do, I can do better type of offense. 1-3 for another. Still a 10-point game, 28-18. 30 seconds to go. Luka has it up top, being guarded by Harris. Coming to his right off a double screen. They show two. Luka, bullet pass inside the Hayes, leans in with the layup, can't get it to go. And a foul on Cole Anthony. And Jackson Hayes will go back to the foul line for two free throws with 20 seconds to go. Maybe said, well, I'm glad Jericho Sims is still in the NBA. I think he'll hang around the NBA a couple of years. AP said, I respect your expertise. Appreciate you, brother. I don't know how much of an expert I am. I just watch some basketball. That's all I do. Jackson Hayes knocked down the first one. Do you think there are any former Knicks that had originally years that would look good in Mike Brown's system? I think almost any NBA player would look good in Mike Brown's system. Mike Brown's system is about getting everybody involved. I think everybody would look good in Mike Brown's system. I do. Jackson Hayes knocks down both. I can't think. The only guys I could think of like who wouldn't thrive in the system is like Alonzo Trier, like guys who just want the ball and that's all they want to do is dribble drive and that's all they want to do. Like those guys I don't think would be good. Sidestep three for Gary Trent Jr. The buzzer can't get it to go, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter there. A 30-18 first quarter. So the Lakers got to 30, which is about average here with modern basketball, right? 30 points a quarter is usually what you're going to see around 30 a quarter. 18 from Milwaukee is pretty bad so far. 12-point lead for the Lakers have opened up here in the first quarter. But I can't think of a player who wouldn't do well in Mike Brown's offense. Mike Brown's offense, which isn't obvious. We're phrasing it as Mike Brown's offense because he's now the head coach of the Knicks, and this is the offense that the Knicks are running, and it's different from what Tom Thibodeau ran, so now we call it Mike Brown's offense. But Mike Brown's offense is prioritizing things that have been around for that the Spurs have utilized, or the Spurs popularized, and the Warriors revolutionized, and now Mike Brown has taken aspects of both of those systems and kind of, like nothing he's doing is different or revolutionary than what other teams have been doing the last couple of years. It's so different for us as Knicks fans because we watched Tom Thibodeau ask his team to play prison ball for the past 5 years. But these are pretty regular NBA kind of actions and offenses that the team is running. It's just how you implement them and where you position players on the court. And James Wiseman struggled with the Lakers. Like traditional bigs tend to struggle in offense like this if you don't really have the passing vision. I really can't think of a guy. Like I said, Alonzo Trier. Like, was he even really an NBA player? Was he a guy on a team that was terrible and bereft of talent in the Knicks back in the day? The offense is designed in a way. This offense is designed in a way to give everybody an opportunity. Like if you have some skill in the NBA, it's designed to allow you to showcase that specific skill. Like if you're a shooter, like Landry Shamet, you're gonna have opportunities to have open looks with playmakers around you. With dribble drive and talent and have gravity with those guys, you're gonna get open looks, right, on a nightly basis. So if you're a shooter, the offense will showcase that ability that you have. If you are the guy who's great off the ball and is a mover and at the cutter, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, the offense will showcase that. If you're a guy who can, push it in transition and start spreading the ball out to your teammates like Josh Hart, the offense will showcase that. And so I can't think of anybody in the NBA who's a decent basketball player who would not look good in the offense. That's what the offense is designed to do. If ran properly, if you have the proper amount of talent, it's going to look incredible. Here we go. Start the second quarter. You get it over to Giannis. Giannis in the high post being guarded by Ayton. Bad pass from Giannis right to Austin Reeves, who's bringing it down now. Reeves has it on the right wing. Reeves driving it down, goes past Giannis, gets caught in the air, hits Dalton Connect, cutting along the baseline, and he gets an easy two-handed dunk as Giannis just was loafing around, coming back, kind of picking up Reeves, but also not, and was caught out of position. And Dalton Connect hit a little backdoor cut, got an easy two-handed slam out of it. And speaking of, Giannis all the way to the basket, smokes another layup. Good foul from Kleber to keep him away from the and one. It's going to send Giannis to the foul line for 2 free throws, though. Adam, what's up, Adam? The Bucks suck? Oh, boy, this is definitely the night to say that. The Bucks are looking rough out there. AB said, I think the best looking jerseys in the back in the 90s was the Charlotte Hornets. It was definitely different. I think the 90s overall and the early to mid 2000s and a little bit into the late 2000s had the best jerseys. From the 90s to the late 2000s, and that's kind of when the jersey started to get bad. The best jersey era. Like that 10, 15 year, like 15-ish year run, 15 to 20 year run there of the 90s into the late 2000s was when the jerseys, I thought, looked phenomenal. Like the Denver jersey back in the day with like that glossy finish, that shine to it. Oof. You just don't get jerseys. Like all the jerseys look exactly the same except they're different colors. They look like middle school jerseys. I hate NBA jerseys now. Austin Reeves, a straightaway three, can't get it to go as the Bucks have reverted into a zone here. Reeves has it on the right wing, being guarded by A.J. Green. Jab step. No look, leaves it off inside of DeAndre Ayton, cutting down the middle of that zone. Giannis did knock down both of those free throws. It's 34-20. 11 minutes to go. They hand it off to Green. And the Lakers also in a zone? No, they're in a man. In a little bit of a matchup zone here. Avey said, how much I hate the Lakers. We need them to beat the Bucks tonight. Well, we don't need it. It would be nice. But the Bucks are sitting at 8-5. The Knicks are, I believe, at 8-4. We're fine. They don't need it, but it would be nice. Cole Anthony bounced past Giannis in the lane, leans in, loses the handle, picks it back up. A little reverse lay-in finger roll, got it to go. George Gervin would indeed be proud on that finish from Giannis. Austin Reeves bringing it down. The Bucks are in that zone, a little 2-3 zone. Reeves coming to right off the 8-in screen, stops, foul line, pull-up jumper, good contest from Bobby Portis. He can't get it to go. Cole Anthony comes flying in for the rebound. Bringing it down over to Giannis, full head of steam. Giannis crosses over down the lane, scoop layup with the left hand. Easy layup for Giannis as nobody really picked him up. Can't have Giannis get a full head of steam, and the lead's back down to 10. Luka Doncic. Is that Luka? No, that's Jake LaRavia. Shuffles his way to the bench. Reeves gets it over to Ayton. Ayton, a little mid-range jumper. He splashes it over Bobby Portis. A little back and forth affair here, but the Lakers are sitting with a 12-point lead. 10 minutes to go here in the second. Green gets it over to Giannis. Giannis has it up top, being guarded by Ayton. Giannis inside the Portis. Portis gets stripped by Dalton Connect. Portis able to recover it. 1-on-1 against Kleber. Little mid-range pull-up jumper off some rhythm dribbles. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. And Vanderbilt had the ball ripped away from him by Gary Harris. Portis out to Giannis. Giannis in the corner to Cole Anthony, who can knock down the right corner three. Again, some good looks for the Bucks here, especially from three-point range. They can't get any of them to go down right now. Austin Reeves up top, coming to his left off the 8-in screen. Reeves stops, turns, leans in, takes it down the corner to Vanderbilt. They're going to dare him to shoot, but doesn't even get the shot off as he's standing out of bounds. Had them heels on the baseline, and the ball is going to go back to the Lakers. And LaRavia is going to check in here for Maxi Kleber. AP prison ball. He did have us playing prison ball. It was give the ball to Brunson, give the ball to Towns, and let them create. No fluidity, no movement, very little movement, I should say. Just straight up, give the ball to my best player and make something happen. Prison ball, man. It was a rough time. Giannis down the lane, gets stripped, picks it back up, has it in the post now against Ayton. In the lane, hop steps, kicks it out. Gary Harris, a right corner three. He can't get it to go. Cole Anthony comes flying in for the offensive rebound, but he can't get the tip shot back in. Should have just came down with it. Now Austin Reeves will bring it down. It's still a 12-point lead for the Lakers. We're under 9 to go. Reeves up top, over the top past Ayton. Ayton One-on-one against A.J. Green as the backline defender. And Ayton easily hits him a little spin move, a little right hook shot, right over him, gets it to go. Giannis has it in the post against DeAndre Ayton. Lakers building that wall. Giannis pulls it back out. Now he's going to look to attack, picks up his handle, trying to get it to Green, finally gets it out to Green. Stops, turns, spins, coming to his right on the rescreen from Giannis, along the baseline. Now over to Giannis. He goes up against DeAndre Ayton. Can't get the layup to go, but he does draw the foul. It's going to send Giannis to the foul line for 2 free throws. 2 more free throws. A little bit of a free throw fest here. Jay Hammer said we don't have high picks. No, we do not. No, we do not. Adam said it's kind of crazy. Ronnie doesn't put up numbers, but he's a +8 and ± on the season, and he's a +6 so far tonight. It's just a solid additive player. Solid 55th overall pick. It's just solid. Solid. End of the bench. 11th man. Right? You get some injuries. He's just going to come in and do some good things for you. Giannis back at the foul line. He knocks down the first one. Giannis knocking down his free throw so far tonight. Going to keep Milwaukee in the game. He can knock it back to 12. AP said, with the Detroit Pistons, I also forgot the Derrick Rose trade. Yeah, true. They also gave us Rose in a time in which we very much needed Derrick Rose off the bench. Karen said, don't like the Pistons colors between 96 and 01. Like that teal color, Karen? Good thing was getting Hooper as the mascot. I kind of like those teal ones. AP said, I don't think Lakers fans want LeBron James back. Well, the Lakers fans have never been known to be a smart fan base, AP. I'll tell you that. Luka has it up top, being guarded by Gary Harris. And an offensive foul on DeAndre Ayton, I believe? Or Austin Reeves. Offensive foul on Austin Reeves. Giannis bringing it down. It's a 12-point game. Giannis did knock down both free throws. It's a 12-point game. He drives it down now, pump fakes, kicks it out. Cole Anthony, extra pass. Gary Harris, the left corner 3. He's been firing it, been misfiring it, but this time he knocks down the corner 3. And it's back to a single-digit game. Milwaukee not going away quietly. Lakers not able to pull away. Luka hits DeAndre Ayton, comes to the basket, stops, turns, spins, righty hook shot over Giannis, comes up short. Giannis with the rebound. Going to bring it down now. Giannis up top, putting his head down, attacking DeAndre Ayton off the bounce, goes up, off glass, can't get it to go, trying to draw the foul, but he can't. But Portis with the offensive rebound, back to Giannis, goes up, can't get the layup to go, fight for the rebound. Giannis able to get his own offensive rebound again. He's in the paint, tries to kick it out. He does get it out to Gary Harris. Now over to Cole Anthony on the left wing, jab step, coming to his left, driving it down hard, inside to Giannis. Giannis goes up, gets fouled. He's going back to the foul line. Karen said the teal era for the Detroit Pistons jersey, the teal era. I don't mind those. I kind of like those. You know what it is, though, Karen? That jersey, it may not have been, like, a great jersey in terms of, like, I don't know, the color combination was kind of weird. But I will tell you this, it had personality. Jerseys don't have personality anymore. At all. They are all exactly the same. They don't have personality anymore. They're terrible. They're terrible. Adam said, Lakers fans aren't smart is true, and I'm a Lakers fan. I'm glad you could be self-aware about that, though, Adam. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? Giannis does finally miss a free throw. Knocked down a couple in a row there. Karen said, I like the horse on it, just not the colors. Yeah, I get it. I get it with the colors. Color combination was definitely a little funky. I'll give you that. It definitely was a little funky. I think I just like it. I look back on it fondly. Not that I was around at that time. But I look back on it fondly. Because it just had character. It just had character. Jerseys don't have character anymore. Luka bringing it down. Giannis did knock down the second free throw. An 8-point game. Inside, Luka passed to DeAndre Ayton, gets chased down, blocked by Giannis. Giannis's domination over DeAndre Ayton continues to happen all these years later. They get over to A.J. Green on the left wing for 3. In and out, halfway down, but he can't get it to stay. A little over 7 minutes to go as Luka Doncic brings it down. Luka has it up top. Coming to his right off DeAndre Ayton screen. Luka, pass fake, driving it down, gets caught in the air, cross court, out to Laravia, spins off A.J. Green, down the lane, Euro step, scoop layup with the right hand, can't get it to go, but he gets his own tip up and in. Bobby Portis couldn't explode to grab that rebound quick enough. And the Lakers back up by 10, holding the Milwaukee Bucks an arm's distance away. They get over to Giannis. Giannis up top. They throw it down low to Portis. Gets knocked out of the air by LaRavia. Portis diving for it. He can't save it. Luka dives for it. Saves it out to Reeves. And now here comes Austin Reeves. It's a 4-on-3. Reeves pass fake inside. DeAndre Ayton. Stop, hop, step, layup. Got it to go. The Lakers off and running. And Luka comes up a little hobbled. After that one. Diving for that ball. Beating 2 Lakers to it. Cole Anthony has it up top. Being guarded by LaRavia. Stop, hesitates, driving down to his left, cross-court pass to nobody. As Luka picks it off, it's a 2-on-1 between him and Reeves. Bounce pass to Reeves to the basket, gets caught in the air, and he gets fouled by Portis. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. 6 minutes to go here in the second. Halfway through the second quarter, it's 42-30. We're getting a little bit more NBA action here, but the Lakers pulling away yet again. David Osh Jr. said, Emirates Cup discussion chances for the Knicks. There's a chance. Look, you can't really advance in the NBA Cup qualifiers if you have 2 losses on your resume. The Knicks needed to win last night in order to advance, and they pulled it off without Jalen Brunson and losing OG Anunoby 5 minutes into the game. They were able to pull off the victory. Big victory against the Bucks, against the Miami Heat, who are also obviously missing their 2 stars with Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. But still, Miami has still been playing very well. The Knicks also down 2 stars. And they played very well. And it was a very close game. It was very fun, back and forth affair. And the Knicks were able to hold them off just enough to pick up the victory. Now, you're also going to need to win it by a ton of points because you're not going to win it outright because you have the 1 loss in your record. And so there's going to be a tiebreaker at some point. And so now you're going to need to run up some scores during your next couple of NBA Cup games. Right? So there's a chance. They've played 2 so far. They're going to need to win the next 2, obviously, but it's going to come down to point differential. So we're just going to have to see how all these teams stack up as we go into the last day of our game. AP said, if you thought Dante DiVincenzo was hurt by the trade, you should have seen Anthony Mason's reaction when he was traded for Larry Johnson. Oh, I've read about it, brother. I've read about it. Blood in the Garden by Chris Herron documents the 90s Knicks. Oh, I've read about it. No, he was not happy. Kay Hazy said, the Bucks suck. OMG. Both of these teams are on the second night of a back-to-back. The Bucks played an overtime game against the Charlotte Hornets. So I get the fatigue. I get the slow play. I get the missed open shots, but it is ugly out there right now. It is ugly. AB said, the Knicks need a team Hall of Fame. We don't have one. Do NBA teams in general do teams Hall of Fames? I feel like that's more of a football and baseball thing. I think part of it also is that both of those sports have many more players and have longer histories. Right? Baseball has been around since the late 1800s, right? The early 1900s. Football has been around since 30s, the 40s, right? I mean, the NBA's technically been around since like the 40s or 50s, but it didn't really start to come into prominence until around the 70s. So, I just feel like it's only been 50 years. Not too many guys, right? There's not too many guys to put in there. Not a bad idea, but with only like 15 players on a roster each year, I just feel like there's not a big history in the NBA with enough players. Ryan Rollins, driving to the rim. Tries to kick it out, but gets stolen by DeAndre Ayton. Now Luka Doncic bringing it down the other end. He's got Gary Harris on him, backing him down. One-legged fall-away jumper. Got it to go. And now the Lakers are up by 15. Reeves didn't split the free throws previously, so now it's 45-30. 5:30 to go. Ryan Rollins has it up top, and now Giannis is out on the bench. This is when the lead started to build up previously for the Lakers, and now Giannis is back out. AJ Green, a right wing 3. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Fight for it. They get it out to Kuzma. Kuzma over to Ryan Rollins. Rollins up top being guarded by LaRavia. Driving to his left. Blows past him. Down the lane. Scoop lay with the right hand. Can't get it to go. That's because he drew the foul, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws with 5:10 to go here in the second quarter. David Ash Jr. said, we need to beat the Bucks and hope Bulls lose one and we'll win the group. Yeah, I think the Knicks will do well against the Bucks that night just because they're going to want a level of revenge against them for losing to them earlier in the year. So I think the Knicks will show up for that game for sure. And we need the Bulls to lose one. The Bulls will probably lose one. They started off the year 5-0, and then we're 1-5 in the 6 games following, I believe. So kind of falling back to earth a little bit. AB said, anyone remember when Kobe Bryant was coming off the bench? I got basketball video games with Kobe coming off the bench. Yep. His first 2 years, I believe, he came off the bench. Didn't start until year 3, I believe. Ryan Rollins knocks down both of the free throws. I already gave him 2. I expected him to knock him down. Luka has it up top, 5 minutes to go. Coming to his right for another screen. Gets caught in the air inside the Jackson Hayes. Leans in. Takes it out to nobody. Jackson Hayes doing a little too much there. You either got to kick that out immediately or you have to dribble it out. Can't do neither. And then try to kick it out at the last second. That's not going to work. Ryan Rollins coming to his left off a double screen. Dancing with it against Luka. Blows past him. High with the left hand off glass. Can't get it to go. Battling for the rebound. Laravia picks it up. He's bringing it down. Has it on the right wing. Euro steps down the lane. Over to Jackson Hayes. Wide open lane down the middle of the court. And he gets an easy one-handed hammer. A little highlight show there for the Milwaukee fans in the building, who I'm sure are just dying for some NBA action right now. It's 47-31. A 16-point lead is opened up for the Lakers. Ryan Rollins dancing with it. Pulls it back out as Laravia comes out to guard him. Rollins driving it down. Stops, turns, pivots. They try to get it out. Bad pass. Jackson Hayes picks it off, and now here comes Luka. Luka coming to it right up the Hayes screen, driving it down in the middle of the lane. Hesitates, stops, turns, pump fake, draws the foul. Going to the foul line for 2 free throws on Miles Turner. Okay, Hayes, that was great recovery by Turner. Luka's at the foul line for 2 free throws. Luka's up to 14 points already. 14, 5, and 5. Knocks down the first free throw. 48-31. My score's slightly off. I give 1 point to the wrong side. David said, I love it the other day when Wemby mixed it up with Draymond and posterized them. I loved it. Beautiful. Beautiful movement. Beautiful moment. We need more of that in the NBA. We need more people going at Draymond Green. Giannis knocked down both free throws. Under 4 to go. Kuzma has it up top, attacking Jackson Hayes off the bounce. Scoop layup with the left hand. Can't go. High arcing layup with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Hayes with the rebound over to Luka. Shot out of a cannon. Bringing it down. They show a double team. Coming to his right along the baseline. Just easily beats a double team. Goes up. Puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. Luka upset he didn't get the call there. Kuzma pushing it the other way. Kicks it out. They swing it over to A.J. Green. A right wing 3. Still can't get him to go down. And that was an open one. So here come the Lakers. One of those nights for the Bucks. 3:30 to go. Luka has it up top. Being guarded by Kuzma. Gets it over to Hayes. He swings it up to Connect. Connect an open 3. Connect splashes it. And the lead is now ballooned up to 21 for the Lakers. And it might be the kind of night where we have an early show, or maybe we try to switch it up and go around the league and try to find the best game we have going on tonight. Thought this might be it, but Kuzma draws a foul. Jackson Hayes off a pump fake lean in. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 with 3:04 to go here in the second quarter. AP said Toronto's getting hot. We got to deal with RJ and IQ. I know G's not even going to be available to play. Toronto is getting pretty hot. Ingram's playing well. IQ's starting to play well again. Who could have guessed it? K. Hazy said Green letting the team down. Everybody letting the team down, K. Hazy. Nobody playing well outside of Giannis. Nobody. See what the other scores are looking like. OKC is effectively pulling away from the Thunder here. OKC pulling away from the Hornets. We expected that. Raptors pulling away from the Pacers. We expected that. Lakers, Bucks. Lakers pulling away from the Bucks. Did not expect that entirely. Nuggets, Timberwolves was the other game. We might have to just switch over to Nuggets, Timberwolves, y'all. We might just have to switch over. Or we could just end it early. Depends. Kuzma in and out, can't get it to go. Reeves bringing it down. He has it up top. Off the missed Kuzma free throw. Split the pair. We're going to get a timeout from the Lakers with 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pull up and put on the double screen here just to get the other game going. Kuzma split the free throw, so it's 52-32. He cut it down to 20. Let's go ahead. Let's pull this other game up just so we could have it. Just so we could have it here. See, I should have took the time to have both of these set up. But realistically, very difficult to do. So let's do the multi-view. Get the double screen going. Let's add Nuggets Timberwolves. We'll screen it. We got that one going now. It's 50 and a terrible court for the Timberwolves. I don't like the pink and yellow kind of style. It just doesn't go with this team. It's not their color scheme. Not their color scheme. I like it when Miami does it. I like when Miami goes to the Miami Vice pink and light blue. I don't really like the Wolves doing it. The Nuggets turn it right back over. Rob Dillingham the other way misses the layup. Never mind. And the Nuggets will ring it down the other way. It's 50-45. Both of these teams are rival. Maybe I should have just pivoted. You guys voted for this game. I should have pivoted. I knew this game was going to be the better game. We don't get a ton of opportunity to watch Jokic. I should have just knew better. Edwards is playing. Jokic is playing. Should have did this game. Get it over to Reed. Reed off the rebound. Here comes Edwards. Edwards bringing it down. He has it up top against Peyton Watson. Coming to his right. Edwards dancing with it on the right wing. They're showing two. Edwards up top to Dillingham. Dillingham coming to his right. Off a Reed screen to get it over to Randall. Extra pass to nobody. Expecting McDaniels to be in the corner. Miscommunication between those two guys. David Osh Jr. said, Cup semis, $250,000 per semi-winners, $500,000 for the winners. It's great for the younger players. I mean, it's great for everybody who doesn't like more money, but... Kay Hazy said, food for thought. Would we be better off with Randall, iHeart, Devo, no JC or Yabu in this Mike Brown system? Yeah. Maybe, sure. Yeah. The issue is that Hartenstein to Benedict Arnold and he left. And you didn't have a center because Mitchell Robinson was hurt, and so you had to go trade for a center. You had to go get a center. So they went and they got Karl Anthony Towns. I think Karl Anthony Towns is a better player than Julius Randle, so they upgraded in the talent situation there, but they had to lose Dante DiVincenzo, so overall they probably got worse. But because they had to reload, you know, as Luka knocks down a step back three, this game's going to be over soon. I'm going to give this game a little bit longer. But if we don't start turning this one around, Turner spots up for a three. He can't get it to go. I'm going to try and give the Bucks the start of the third quarter, see if they can pull it off and come back. Reeves inside DeAndre and gets a layup. They might not have an opportunity to come back because it's now a 25-point lead for the LA Lakers here. MEM said, I'm still not over Oakley being escorted out of the Garden. Oakley's a jerk and nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. Nobody from the Knicks organization likes him. None of his former teammates like him. He's just a jerk and nobody likes him, so good riddance. Get him out of here. Don't care. I know you guys probably have more of a connection to him because you got to watch him on a nightly basis. I don't. I just know the history of him. Don't care. Get him out of here. Stop being a jerk to people. Right? You're too old for that. Too old to be bitter and angry. Jamal Murray down the lane gets an easy assist to Jokic. It's 52-47 with under 4 minutes to go in that second quarter. I'm not even calling this Lakers-Bucks game anymore. I got it on the other screen over here. It's 59 now to 32. I didn't even see the other Lakers score. I didn't even see that other Lakers score. But I'm going to leave this over here on ESPN up. We'll do this. You guys can watch this Lakers-Bucks score here. terrible. But we're also going to be looking at Nuggets Timberwolves here. We're going to be looking at them both. Kevin K, what's up, Kevin K? My brother, appreciate you. Luka driving it right past Giannis, stops, turns, pivots, fall away, got it to go. Lakers up by 29 here. 61-32 with a minute to go. Disgusting from the Bucks. Disgusting performance from the Bucks. But you know, it's nice that the Bucks can lose. It's nice that the Bucks can lose. Bucks are getting demolished. If I was them, I would cry and run away. This is a rough outing for the Milwaukee Bucks as Giannis almost turns it over again. They get it over to Ryan Rollins, over to Kuzma. Kuzma's going to continue to fire. He's going to continue to miss. Long rebound. Giannis able to pick it up. Going along the baseline. Runs right into Luka. And an offensive foul on Giannis. Luka draws the charge. It's 52-49. Timberwolves over the Nuggets. Randle has it up top. Walks into a pull-up three over Jokic. Can't get it to go. Bruce Brown with the rebound. Here comes Jamal Murray. Murray tries to get it down low to Jokic. Randle does a good job fronting. A bad pass from Murray. Flies out of bounds. Ball's going to go back to the Timberwolves here. We got 43 seconds to go in the Lakers-Bucks first half here. We got 2.5 minutes to go in the Nuggets-Timberwolves first half. Luka, right wing, throws a lob, but DeAndre Ayton gets broken up by Giannis, but it's a foul. So DeAndre Ayton's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws here. You can extend it to a 30-point first-half lead, which is disgusting. Naj Reid out to Donte DiVincenzo. Line me up, Donte. Can't get it to go. Payne Watson with the rebounder. Now here comes Jamal Murray. Murray will bring it down. Coming to his left off the Jokic screen. Driving it down. He's got an open lane all the way to the basket. Gets the easy layup to go, and it's a 1-point game, 52-51. Timberwolves over the Nuggets. 2 minutes to go. Anthony Edwards bringing it down against Peyton Watson. Edwards has it up top. Coming to his left off the Randle screen. Picks up his handle. Gets it over to Randle. They're going to leave him open. He's not going to take the three. Looks like Denver was kind of baiting him into it a little bit. They swing it over to Naj Reid. Inside of Donte DiVincenzo comes to the basket. Gets chased down, blocked by Payne Watson. Jokic bringing it down. Gets it over to Murray. Murray takes the lane, driving it down. Puts up the floater. Front of the rim. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Naj Reid can save it. It's out of bounds off the Timberwolves. Final 20 seconds here. Giannis catches it and is fouled by Jake LaRavia. It's 63-32. A 31-point lead, first half lead for the Lakers here. Despicable. Despicable. They get it into Jokic. Jokic has it in the high post. Guarded by Rudy Gobert. As Jamal Murray comes to the basket, can't get the lefty scoop layup to go. Good contest from Donte DiVincenzo. Hits it over to Conley on the break. Conley cross-court pass gets picked off by Jokic, but knocked out of bounds, so it'll remain with the Timberwolves. 1:24 to go in the second quarter of that game. Giannis is at the foul line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first one there. Okay, Hayden said, how do you have 32 in the first half? That's what that game's doing to me. It's putting me to sleep, tell you that. Because they're on the second night of a back-to-back. They played an overtime game last night, but man, it's rough. Man, it is rough. Giannis knocks down both to at least cut it to 29. A respectable 29. Yeah, right. Payne Watson to the rim. He gets the layup to go. And the Nuggets take the lead, 53-52. The minute to go in the first half there. Luka has it up top being guarded by Kuzma. Now Ryan Rollins switches onto him. Luka's going to dance with it. A step back left wing three. Almost banks it in. It was so off. DeAndre Ayton on the putback. Can't get it to go. The second tip he gets it to go, but the refs are going to have to review it to see if it counts. I think that's going to count. I think that's going to count. DeAndre Ayton missed the first tip attempt. They go up. Oh, that's Austin Reeves on the other tip. So Reeves will be credited with it. Hard to tell. Jay Hammer said, feels rigged. How can we be down 30? Brother, if they were going to rig it, why would they rig it to be a blowout? Why would they not rig it to be an entertaining game to get more viewership on it? It's the Lakers. That's definitely not what's happening, my brother. Randle knocked down both free throws, so it's 54-53 with under a minute to go here. Aaron Gordon will bring it down. AP said, why did Adam Silver give the Cavaliers all the easy teams to play? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like a randomly generated thing. Conley, a left wing three, knocks it down. Minnesota out and running. Back up by 4. Cameron said Luka hurt. Luka's always hurt. Luka's always has a wins to him. I mean, they're not going to need Luka the rest of the night, I'll tell you that. Aaron Gordon got the layup to go off the Jokic assist. AB said, I have my suspicion with the Lakers. You just can't trust the NBA these days. You can't trust any of these leagues. Not the NBA, brother. All of these leagues. Randall Euro steps down the lane, draws the foul, gets the layup to go past Jokic. Bad defense from Jokic. He was just standing there trying to take the charge, but clearly Randall is going to be able to evade that. Nice finish from Julius Randle. A little reach-in foul from Jokic. Bad foul from Jokic. Bad defense from him there. So let's go to the full around the league here. Thunder did end up being the Hornets, as expected. $11.7 to go in the second quarter here. 59-55. We're going to give... Actually, I don't even know if we should, because they're not going to have a 30-point comeback. Not going to happen. Randall knocks down the first one. Or he knocks down his and one, I should say. 60-55, 10 seconds to go. The Nuggets get one more basket going into half. They had a foul to give. They fouled Jamal Murray out by the half-court line. Jamal Murray up top. Coming to his left. Gets it out to Jokic. Fires the three at the buzzer. Too strong, can't get it to go. Off the back rim. And that's going to be the halftime score of that game, 60-55. Raptors pulling away from the Pacers, to be expected. The Pacers have been absolutely horrendous so far this year. The defense has been bad. The offense has been worse. And this is just a bad night of basketball, except for this Minnesota Denver game. But still, not a great night of hoops. Not a great night of hoops at all. What we can do is we can look at the standings real quick. We can go through some box scores. The Knicks in at 8-4, and solidly in second place. Need the Detroit to go on a little bit of a losing streak. They have now won 9 in a row. 9 in a row. They're on the verge of that 10-game winning streak. What is their schedule looking like? They've done this without their star players the last couple of games as well. What is their schedule looking like? Oh, boy, they have the Indiana Pacers coming up. Oh, we're on this side. Boy, oh, boy, they have the Indiana Pacers coming up. Then they have the Atlanta Hawks. They have Milwaukee. They have the Indiana Pacers again. They got some easy ones. We went through the Indiana Pacers schedule. I mean, the Indiana Pacers. And we went through the Detroit Pistons schedule before. And I told you guys, they're going to get off to a hot start here. Mostly because they get to play the Pacers, I believe, 4 times in the first half of the year. They played the Pacers already? They haven't. So they're going to play the Pacers 3 times here. They don't have to play the Knicks until January. They play Cleveland, Miami, New York. They're at L.A., Chicago. We'll see what Chicago looks like then. Indiana also in January. They just have a very easy schedule so far to start the year. Schedule is packed later on in the year with a much tougher teams. But they end the year against Indiana. They play Indiana 5 times? Jeez. Lucky them. Lucky them. The year where Indiana's tanking, you get to play them 5 times. But, yeah, I mean, they're going to get off to a really hot start. They're going to be able to build a ton of confidence. They've won a lot of these games. Why does this have a star next to it? What is with the asterisk? What does the asterisk mean? games played at a neutral location. Why was this game played at a neutral location? Why was Detroit-Dallas played at a neutral location? What happened that day? What happened that day? AB said they got the Pistons, got the sweetheart schedule. The NBA gave the Knicks all the playoff teams to start. You play the teams the same amount of time. Every team plays every team the same amount of times. Except for obviously your divisional teams, you play 4 times. Everybody in the conference you play at least twice. And then everybody in the Western Conference you play at least twice. So everybody has the same schedule. And I'm pretty sure the way the schedule is figured out is based off of a multitude of aspects in terms of what else is rented out for the arenas that year. Like, obviously, San Antonio has their yearly rodeo road trip where the rodeo comes to San Antonio and they have the arena for that week or that, 2-3 week span. And so every year San Antonio has to go on the road for a 6 or 7 game road trip because San Antonio's arena is taken over for that 2-week span. So that's how the schedules are figured out. It's dependent on all of the different things that are going on. If there are things that are already scheduled in those cities for those arenas, you have to plan around that. Very difficult thing to do. Obviously, NBA teams, for the most part, have priority, as the owners who own these teams also usually own the arenas. But not all of them. Some of them license them out. And so it's difficult. Difficult to figure out. But you got Indiana twice in a week. You got Atlanta, who has been playing better. I mean, Jalen Johnson is coming off a career night the other night. He set career highs in 4 different categories. You got Milwaukee. Can be tough. At Milwaukee, obviously they're not showing it tonight, but it can be tough. They're at Boston, which Boston's solid, but not great. They're solid. You have Orlando starting to turn it around a little bit. You got Miami, who's pretty good. You got Atlanta again, Milwaukee. Portland's a tough one. Milwaukee's a tough one. So the schedule is going to start to get a little tougher, but then you get some more cupcakes with Dallas, Charlotte, Sacramento's thrown in there, Utah's thrown in there, the Clippers. As you get away from Christmas, as you get after Christmas, I should say. But if we go over to the Knicks schedule, where are the Knicks? Where are the Knicks? Here they are. We go over to the Knicks schedule. Obviously, we know we're at Miami in the next one, but then you got Dallas. But now you're on a 5-game road trip, so it's a little bit more difficult. You're at Dallas. You're at Miami, then at Dallas. We'll see. Dallas, a little tumultuous to start the year, but Cooper Flag's starting to figure it out as the season goes on. You're at Orlando looking for some revenge. 5 o'clock start time on a Saturday. Interesting. You're at Brooklyn. Should be an easy one. At Charlotte. Should be an easy one. And you're versus Milwaukee for the NBA Cup game on Friday. Is that next week? Is that next week? That's not next week. 2 weeks from now. Right? Am I crazy? Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now. It's already Saturday. Yeah. So 2 weeks from now, you're at Milwaukee again. Or you're at Milwaukee for the NBA Cup game again. You got Toronto, you got Boston, you got Charlotte, you got Utah at home. Charlotte and Utah back-to-back at home. Not back-to-back games, but back-to-back. Those are the 2 teams you're playing. Got Orlando again. Then you finally get to at Indiana. And hopefully by December 18th, they're still really bad. Maybe they're healthy by that point, but, that's how that rolls. They'll probably be healthy and playing significantly better by the time we play them in December. Versus Detroit getting to play an injured, bad Indiana team. But who knows? They may be so bad, they're just like, hey, screw it. No, you guys don't have to play anymore. But then you finally face Philly for the first time. Then you got Miami again. And then you got Minnesota. So you got, a mix of, you got some tough ones, and then you got a couple of cupcakes. And then you got some tough ones, and then you got a couple of cupcakes. The Knicks' schedule is actually pretty balanced overall. But Miami's going to be tough. Dallas should be somewhat easy. Orlando's tough. Brooklyn should be easy. Charlotte should be easy. Milwaukee's tough. Toronto can be tough. They're a little hit or miss, but they're playing pretty well right now. So we'll mark that down as tough. You got Boston, who can be tough. Charlotte should be easy. Utah should be easy. You got Orlando, who's tough. Indiana should be easy. Philly tend to play each other extremely well. Oh my goodness, who's court? Minnesota's court? I just saw Minnesota's court. It's like a neon green. It's awful. Horrendous. K. Hazy said, Detroit and Dallas played as part of the NBA Mexico City game. That's why it was neutral. Got you. Thank you, K. Hazy. Thank you. But this takes us to Christmas. And listen. You want to know what my expectation was going into the season? We marked it down. You guys weren't around, or you missed that game, or you don't remember. I wrote it down. I want 8. You can't see it because it's yellow. I want 18-10 by Christmas Day. We went through it. I picked out the games. I was like, okay, win here, lost here. Maybe I'll give them. Maybe they have a stinker against a bad team and they end up losing a game they shouldn't lose. Let's say that happens. Okay, fine. Right? I put a couple of those in there. 18-10 at worst. And that's after the Christmas Day game, which is against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they should be at worst 18-10 at the end of the night on Christmas Day. At worst, 18-10. And right now, they're sitting at what? 8-4? Not scores, standings. 8-4, I believe. 8-4. They're sitting at 8-4. So like I said, at worst 18-10. So they would have to go 10-6 the rest of the way, which is possible, but probably not going to happen. They'll probably be a little bit better than that. 18-10 at worst. 18-10 at worst. Robin Scholl, what's up, Robin? AB said we got to keep pace. Sure. I'll really start worrying about that once we start settling ourselves into December. Like once we're like a week into December, week and a half into December, that's when I'll start thinking about standings and whatnot. But as of right now, you don't want to fall too far behind. I think Knicks sitting solidly at second so far. Detroit's just off to a phenomenal start, so tip your cap to Detroit the way they started the year. Obviously, Oklahoma City's gotten off the gangbuster start, but the Nuggets not far behind at 9-2. Rockets at 8-3. Lakers at 9-4. They're going to improve to 10-4 so far. Why have the Denver Nuggets played so few games? Only played 11. The Knicks, right? They've also played 11. They're 8-4. They played 12. The Pistons have played less games than the Knicks. What is going on with their schedule? Giannis said basically it's going to be OKC versus Denver for the West, and Detroit will win the East. I don't know if Detroit will win the East, Kinar. I don't know if Detroit's going to win the East. We went over their schedule. They have an easy start to the year in terms of their strength of schedule and the teams they get to play. And it gets significantly harder as it goes on. I'm also going to be interested, since we're talking about it, in... Actually, I could probably see in the standings. They're home and road split, so they've played 7 games at home and 5 games on the road, so about even. The Knicks have obviously had a very, very strong home court start to the year. So we're about to go on a 5-game road trip, and it'll start even out there. It's going to get difficult. Coming up for the Knicks. It's not going to get easier, especially now down Jalen Brunson and now down OG Anunoby. It's not going to get easier. Lakers Bucks have already started the second half. They want to get this game over with. I feel like that was a short halftime. But again, we'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to call every single play, like play for play, just because it's so much of a blowout. But we'll keep an eye on it. If the Bucks start to mount any kind of comeback, then maybe we'll start to get interested on it. Giannis cuts it to 29. But as of right now, We'll give them a little bit of a chance to maybe make history in one of the largest comebacks in NBA history, but it don't look like it's going to be their night. Luka draws yet another foul. And with Luka Doncic on the other side, you're definitely not going to come back against them. Cameron said, hopefully the top 5 starters come back soon for the Pistons. Yeah, I know. Cameron, how long have the Pistons guys been out for? I feel like every other night. Like, yep, they won again, though. They won again. Nope, they won again. Do we have a stacked slate on Sunday? We're not going to do a Sunday game, but just looking at it, Magic Heat, interesting. Bulls Jazz, not really. Not really a stack. I mean, the Hawks are now at 8-5, so it'd be nice to see the Hawks lose. They're starting to turn things around a little bit. But nobody that we're really eyeing in the standings is playing on Sunday tomorrow. Monday, we obviously have Heat Knicks, so that's already on the schedule. But we can look ahead a little bit. Bulls Nuggets. Anybody else in the East? 76ers are playing. Pistons are playing the Pacers. We went over that. Would be a nice upset if the Pacers can pull that one off. You got Bucks, Cavs. One of those teams got to lose, right? One of those teams got to lose. You got Warriors and Magic, Celtics and Nets, Pistons, Hawks, Grizzlies, Spurs, Jazz, Lakers, Suns, Blazers. Pistons on the second night of a back-to-back going against the Hawks. Okay. That might be the game we watch on Tuesday just to watch the Pistons play. Because hopefully by then their guys will be back. Robin said the Magic, great game. I think the Rockets? Yeah, probably the Rockets. The Magic, I don't know if Paolo's still out. I don't know if he's stayed out, but 70-44. 26-point lead and cut down to 26. Bucks are bringing it down. You can get me to the teens. Maybe I'll get interested. Ryan Rollins to the rim, gets the layup to go. 24. The Bucks coming out, some aggression. We'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on the comeback. We picked literally one of the worst games tonight. They went down 31 at halftime. Sometimes you not get the good ones, sometimes you get the bad ones. Luka, a deep step back three, a terrible shot, can't get it to go. DeAndre ain't keeping it alive. Here comes Giannis. In the second half of Denver, Minnesota is also tipped off here. Giannis driving it down. Beautiful pass out to three. AJ Green knocks it down, and it's 21. 21 and a timeout from the Lakers. Again, we'll give them a chance. Give the Bucks a chance to make history here. Lakers have come out like they got this one in the bag already, and the Bucks still playing. Who is this? Peyton Watson has it in the left corner. Hands it off to Jokic. Jokic on the left wing, being guarded by Gobert. Coming to his right. Hands it off to Tim Hardaway Jr. Back up top to Jokic. Gonna pump fake from three, drive it down. Kicks it over to Jamal Murray in the right corner. Murray swings through, being guarded by DiVincenzo. It's caught in the mid-range, kicks it out to Gordon. Quick catch and fire at the buzzer, and he got it to go. Wow. Randall gets it over to Edwards. Edwards on the left wing, dancing with it against Aaron Gordon. It's 61-60, both of these teams back and forth. Edwards draws the foul, gets the and one. I'm interested now. Probably put the box score up, or at least the game cast so you guys can follow that one. Since that game is concluded, we only got 3 games left, and this one's pretty much over as well, as the Raptors are running away with it against the Pacers, but we're going to give the Lakers, it's 70-49, it's only 21 points. Only 21 points. Giannis with 18 and 7, Luka with 23 already. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll give the Bucks a chance here to cut into it. If they can get it to like 15, get it to being a basketball game again. I mean, they knocked down a couple of shots already. Giannis is obviously still playing extremely aggressive. AJ Green finally knocked down another three, his second of the night. Let me edit the title of this stream. So we're doing Lakers versus Bucks, and we're doing Nuggets Denver Nuggets. As I spelled Nuggets wrong. Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Scoreboard here. You can take that out there. We'll leave it at that. We're not gonna be able to change the thumbnail because I don't have that set up, but I'll change the title because we're gonna try and cover both of these games. Like I said, I'm gonna give the Bucks a chance. This is the main game we tuned in for here tonight. As AJ Green fires another three and he knocks another one down. It's down to 18, y'all. It's down to 18, 70-52. We're gonna give them a chance. I'm gonna give them a chance. Let me run my timer to time it to sync it up. And the Bucks get an easy steal, breakaway jam. It's 16. There you go. They've already cut the lead in half. 4 minutes into the third quarter. Okay. Okay. Luka coming to his left. Leans in, draws the foul. Gonna go back to the foul line. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. AJ Green catching fire here. And then Ryan Rollins picking the pocket of Austin Reeves in the backcourt, gets an easy two-handed slam. Knocking it back to 14. Luka's at the foul line for two. Timberwolves are up by 2 in the Denver Nuggets with 10:23 to go in the third quarter there. That one has a stoppage in plays. The officials are looking to see if one of the fouls, I believe on Gobert, meets the criteria of a flagrant. Flagrant one on Gobert. Luka knocks down both free throws. Ryan Rollins bringing it down. You get it over to Turner. Turner hands it off to Gary Harris. Over to AJ Green, coming to his left. A pull-up three for AJ Green. Comes up short. Giannis, the offensive rebound in the paint. Loses the handle. Lakers bringing it down the other way. And then Ryan Rollins fouls Austin Reeves in the backcourt. Back up to 18. Back up to 18. AP reminded people that the likes. It's not the kind of night. We don't have that kind of audience tonight. To be expected on a blowout night. Not a good night of basketball. You got college football going on. You got college basketball going on now as well. No reason to tune into the NBA when you got all these blowouts. It's been Blowout City. The National Blowout Association tonight. The only good game on is this Denver-Minnesota game, which is why we also have that split screened on. But the main game we were supposed to call here tonight has been Milwaukee Lakers, Milwaukee LA. But it's been a bit of a foul fest now. We got 7 minutes to go in that third. Julius Randle bringing it down in the other game. Randle on the left wing. Being picked up by Hardaway. Coming to his right at the Gobert screen. Stops, step back, mid-range pull-up jumper. Comes up short. Fighting for the rebound. Gobert ends up with it, and then he smokes a layup. In true Rudy Gobert fashion. Absolutely smoking the layup. Wide open under the basket. 7'2" for nothing. Murray pump fakes out of the three. Mid-range jumper. Well short. Hit the side of the rim. Battle for the loose ball. Payne Watson able to save it over to Aaron Gordon, and they get it in the Jokic. He just flips it up at the rim, and he gets it to go down. Reeves throws a lob to Ayton. It's just like that. It's back up to 22. Okay, like I said, we'll give the Bucks a chance here. Doesn't look like it's going to come to fruition though. McDaniels knocks down a jumper. He ties it at 65. Both of these teams going back at it, going back and forth. My enthusiasm for the night is gone. With this Bucks-Lakers game, another foul has been called. Jokic hands it off to Murray. Murray back behind the back to Jokic. Fires a three. Can't get it to go. Jaden McDaniels driving it down. Pulls it back out. Up top to Randall. Swing it out to DiVincenzo for a three. Too strong, can't get it to go. On the other end, Rollins driving it down, throws a high lob. Can't get it to go. Lakers with the rebound. Whew. They kick it out to Dalton Connect, left corner three. Can't get it to go. Bucks catch a break. On the other end, Anthony Edwards with the rebound, pushing it the other way. Get it over to McDaniels. He's going to drive it down and throw a lob to Gobert for a two-handed slam. Nice play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On the other end, we got another foul. It's been a bit of a hack fest over there in Milwaukee between the Lakers and the Bucks. Kay Hayes said, I kind of hope the Bucks win. I don't like seeing the Lakers so high in the standings. They'll come back down eventually. They'll make it. But look, when you got Luka Doncic on your team, you're a walking playoff team, no matter how bad the rest of the roster is. And boy, oh boy, is the roster not great for the Lakers. It's not bad, but it's not great. Jokic knocks down to three. 68-67, Denver over Minnesota with just under 8 minutes to go. Anthony Edwards bringing it down. Edwards has it up top, being guarded by Peyton Watson. Get it over to Gobert. Gobert back to Edwards, coming to his right, snaking it back to his left hand. Pump fake, steps through, gets caught in the air, puts up the floater, can't get it to go, but he draws the foul on Peyton Watson. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. I mean, I would like to see the Bucks make the comeback just because 32-point comeback, that'd be nice, be fun, would be historic. What's the largest comeback in NBA history? Do you guys know off the top of your head? The largest comeback in NBA history is? Largest comeback in NBA history. Whoa, in NBA playoff history. What about regular in NBA history? AI overview says 36 points. The largest fourth quarter comeback in NBA history. It's the biggest comeback in NBA history. 36 points by the Utah Jazz in 96. They trailed 34-70 late in the second quarter. They won 107-103. So they would be making history. Wouldn't be the largest comeback in NBA history, but it'd be pretty damn close to it. They were down 32 points. They were down 32 points at one point. Jokic can't hit the three. It's 71-70 with under 7 minutes to go here in the third. And then DiVincenzo turns it over. It's a 3-on-2 fast break. Jokic kicks it out to Hardaway Jr., left corner three, and he gets it to go. Back and forth affair in this one. Man, we picked the wrong game. It's all right. Hit or miss. Although I probably should have just didn't take into account the rivalry between these two teams. Anthony Edwards steps through. Beautiful footwork from Anthony Edwards there. Game's tied at 73 halfway through the third quarter there. The Bucks have the ball here. They're down 22. Giannis has it. Foul line. Draws the foul. Back to the foul line for Giannis. So halfway through Minnesota-Denver, halfway through the third quarter there, it's tied at 73. Giannis is at the foul line for 2 free throws. Misses the first one. If you want to make a comeback, you can't be missing free throws. We know what's going on with Giannis. We know he's not a good free throw shooter. Here's the miss. Got one more coming. They're down 22. They're down 22 with past the halfway point here in the third quarter. As Giannis takes his 42 seconds to shoot this free throw. Take your time, Giannis. Nobody's waiting on you. He said that turnover was Bobblehands Gobert's fault. Yeah, but you got to know you can't pass it to Gobert. You know. You got to know you can't pass it to Gobert. It's Gobert's fault. You got to catch it for sure. But I have the same reaction to that as I do when the Knicks try to pass the ball over to Mitchell Robinson when it's not like a lob or anything. I have the same reaction. Don't pass them the ball unless it's a lob. Don't try to hit them rolling to the basket. Only hit them with shovel drop-off passes. Don't try to hit them with a bounce pass. They are too tall for that, and their hands aren't good enough. It's a 21-point lead for the Lakers here. Giannis has it in the post against DeAndre Ayton. My goodness, just muscles his way with the lefty bank shot there in the post. Some old-school big man battle down there between Ayton and Giannis on that possession. It's a 19-point game. Back to the teens. At least it's not 30. Ayton in the corner to Reeves. Reeves being guarded by Ryan Rollins. Attacking, half spin, going along the baseline, spins again, fall away over Rollins. My goodness, Reeves able to get it to go. Incredible defense from Ryan Rollins, and it did not matter as Austin Reeves got it to go down anyway. Giannis over to Turner. Turner's been absolutely invisible tonight. He's done absolutely nothing. Giannis pulls it all the way back out against DeAndre Ayton. Giannis directing traffic over to Green. Left corner three for Green. Gets it to go. Giannis directing traffic. Got Green an open look, and he got it to go. It's 18. I think this is the closest they've been. Luka bringing it down the other way. If they can get a stop and a score. Oh, no, 15. They were as close as 15. So back down to 18 here. Luka driving it down. He's been completely unstoppable for the Bucks tonight. He draws yet another foul. He's going back to the foul line. How many free throws does Luka have? My goodness, man. My goodness. We did not go through the box score at halftime. We did not need to. They were down 31 points. 32 points, or whatever they were down. But Luka is 10 for 11 from the foul line. He's getting 2 more free throws here. Jeez Louise, man. How many free throws does Giannis have? He has 12 himself. This has been a free throw battle between these two guys. 9 for 12 from the foul line for Giannis. 10 for 11. Now 11 for 12 for Luka as he knocked that one down. He's got one more coming. It's a 20-point game. Rollins brings it down. They can get it to like 10 by the end of the third. Be interesting. Rollins steps back for a three. Can't get it to go. Where was this Ryan Rollins when the Knicks played them earlier in the year? Would have been nice. It would have been nice. Luka step back left wing three. He can't get it to go. Reeves skies for a rebound. They get it into Edwards in the low post. Stops, pump fakes, pivots, gets stripped by Jokic, but he saves it, gets it out to Jalen Clark. Jalen Clark tried to shovel it inside to Edwards, gets knocked out of bounds, going to stay with the Timberwolves. Here come the Bucks after a defensive stop. Rollins on the left wing, steps back, now gets it over to Giannis in the high post, being guarded by DeAndre Ayton, bully balling his way to the basket yet again. Stop, turn, spin, pivot, righty hook. Can't get it to go, but he draws yet another foul. Good thing we got this other game on the hands as Randall fires up a three. If not, we'd be stuck in free throw land over there in Milwaukee between Giannis and Luka. Minnesota steals the ball back. Edwards has it. Kicks it out to Naj Reid. Pump fakes. Now fires. Comes up short. Jokic with a rebound. Jokic has it up top and gets stripped by Randall. There you go, Julius Randle. Big two-handed slam for Julius Randle. There you go. Don't stand around waiting for Jokic. Go ahead and take the ball right out of his hands. I like to see that. I like to see that for sure. Giannis is at the foul line for 2 free throws. He's going to take his 47 seconds for each free throw here. Still has not taken one. Knocks it down, though. He's got one more coming. Bobby Portis is going to come back into that game. Edwards with yet another steal. He's going to bring it down the other way. Edwards attacking in the paint against Bruce Brown. Pump fake, pump fake, pump fake, spin. Hangs in the air. Can't get the shot to go. He shot it up because he figured he would get the foul. He's back there complaining to the ref, and here comes Denver pushing the other way. Spins, cross court, almost throws it away. Payne Watson steals it back all the way to the rim. Scoop layup. Smokes the layup. Got way too fancy with it. Now here comes Minnesota bringing it down the other way. Giannis finally gets the second free throw to go, and he gets it there. We had 3 possessions in the Minnesota-Denver game before Giannis took that second free throw. He did knock both of them down. It's an 18-point game. They can get it to around 10. I'll get interested then. Bodies falling all over the place as Minnesota turns it over. Bruce Brown all the way. Gets chased down, blocked by Anthony Edwards. They save it, but right to Jamal Murray. They get it out to Hardaway Jr. He's going to launch the 3, and he's going to knock down the 3. Reeves knocks down a 3, speaking of. 83-62 now. Giannis Euro steps down the lane. High floater, can't get it to go, but he draws yet another foul. He may be on his way to fouling out every single player here on the Lakers tonight. Jeez. Edwards dancing with it on the left wing. In the corner, Jalen Clark, not known as a three-point shooter, but he splashes that one. Tied at 78. Both of these teams going back and forth here in Minnesota. Tied at 78 with 3:30 to go here in the third. Jokic has it up top and picks up his handle. Hands it off to Bruce Brown. Brown coming to his left. Now kicks it over to Jokic. Jokic up top, hits Brown coming back door. Gets blocked by Naj Reid, but he gets hit with a foul call. I don't know about that foul call. It looked like a clean block to me. Giannis is at the foul line. They're down by 20. Under 3 minutes to go. Gary Trent Jr. will check in. A.J. Green checks out. Good third quarter for A.J. Green. Knocked down 3 threes in that quarter. Doing his part. Trying to make the comeback happen. That's a clean block. That Naj Reid block on Bruce Brown is a clean block. Perfectly clean. Brown knocked down the first free throw. Giannis knocks down his free throw. Back to 19 for the Bucks. Hovering around 20 now. At least that's somewhat of a respectable blowout versus being down 32 points by halftime. At least this is somewhat respectable. Luka has it, steps back, lost it, picks it back up, has it at the foul line, backing down. Ryan Rollins comes over. Cole Anthony comes over for the help and fouls Luka. Are they in the bonus? They are in the bonus. So more free throws for Luka. Both of these guys are going to work on like 20 free throw attempt games here tonight. This is insane. This is an insane hack night for sure. I don't know if that's a foul on Cole Anthony. Either way, the whistles are flying. Jokic coming to his left off the screen, has it along the baseline. No look pass inside the Bruce Brown, kicks it out. They swing it around. Payne Watson driving it down off the Euro step, throws up the floater. Can't get it to go. Bruce Brown battling for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by the Timberwolves. It'll stay with Denver. They are holding on to a 2-point lead with 2:40 to go here in the third. Luka's at the foul line. Luka knocks it down. Excuse me. He splits the free throws. So it's back to a 20-point game. Denver holding on to a 2-point game here. 20-point game over here. It's not a good game, which is why we got both of the games going on right now. Giannis down the lane, stops, turns, pivot, spins, falls away. Can't get the midi to go. Maxi Kleber with the rebound. Here comes Austin Reeves. Reeves dancing with it around the Kleber screen, pulls it back out. Who's Austin Reeves in with tonight? Pull-up 3 for him over Giannis. Can't get it to go. Bobby Portis with the rebound. Here comes Cole Anthony. What is... Giannis gets the layup to go down low. Back to 18. Again, they're hovering around that 20-point marker. Austin Reeves has 16 points, 8 assists. Luka Doncic has 28, 7, and 6. Okay. Both of those guys working on towards their averages there. Jackson Hayes turned it over. Out of bounds, bad pass from Jackson Hayes. Austin Reeves subs out. Jake LaRavia subs in. AP said Victor Wembanyama embarrassed Draymond Green. I mean, he embarrasses everybody. But yeah, the whole trying to muscle up, get physical, and then get posterized was great. Giannis gets the putback. Off the missed layup from Cole Anthony. Now 16. 16-point game, okay, with 1:30 to go here in the third. They can get it to around 10 going into the fourth. All right. Just that says like 65. Oh, they got a steal. Over to Bobby Portis. That's the layup. 14. 14, 84-70. Here we go. Here we go. Luka bringing it down. Or Dalton Connect bringing it down. They get it out to Kleber. Kleber over to Luka. Luka up top. Luka being guarded by Gary Harris. Step back three over Gary Harris. Sure. Because of course. You start inching closer and Luka says, step back, brother. Step back. Just that's it. About to be 20 degrees on Monday, though. This is the worst. This is when the weather is the worst. This is how bad the games are. We're talking about weather. This is when the weather is the worst, though. When one night it's like 65 degrees, or even if it's like 50 degrees, and then the next night it's like 20. Oof, terrible. Gary Trent Jr. gets an easy layup. 15-point game. Again, if they can get it to around 10, I mean, they got one more offensive possession. 35 seconds to go here in the third. Luka up top. They can get a stop and a score. Luka fires another three, and he gets it to go again. Luka said, nah, you're not coming back on us. 18-point game. Giannis bringing it down. Jokic fires the three. Toilet bowl's in. 5-point lead for Denver. 83-78. 2:30 to go in that third quarter. Giannis is dancing with it against Luka. Over to Harris. Now back to Giannis. Gets fouled by Luka out on top. Randall gets blocked by Aaron Gordon. Quick outlet to Jokic. Hit ahead to Payne Watson. Euro steps down the lane. Gets the layup to go. Great move from Payne Watson out on the break. 7-point lead for Denver. Starting to build a little bit of a lead there. Conley over to Edwards. Edwards a right wing three off the handoff. Can't get it to go. Jokic with a rebound. Jokic. It's round cun back door. What to Gordon. Gordon jab step. Driving to his left on Naj Reid. Going past him. Lefty layup. Can't get it to go down. Pull it bowled out. Hung on the back of the rim there. Minnesota almost turns it over. They get it out to Edwards. And then Aaron Gordon fouls Edwards. A little bit of a frustration foul. So Giannis is back at the foul line with 10 seconds to go. Every time I look over at that game, more free throws. Just as Dad said, 18 free throws in the third already for Giannis. Yep, career high 33 attempts for Giannis. Giannis, 18 free throw attempts. We'll see. We'll see. He's definitely going to keep his head down and keep going to the rim. 18-point game. Luka driving it down. Puts up the floater. Gets it to go down. Luka, though, back up by 20. Going to say no good. Going to say not going to let you come back on us. Giannis with 29 on 18 free throw attempts. Luka with 36 on 15 free throw attempts. He's also 5 for 10 from 3 tonight. Most of them contested off the bounce as well. So not like they're easy. Luka's a plus 18. I mean, everybody better be in the plus. They were up 32 points in the first half. That quarter was... Go right here. 38-27 Milwaukee. They cut 11 points off of it. They were down 31 at halftime. They cut 11 points off of the lead to bring it all the way down to a 20-point lead. He said, this is how the Bucks will win. The Lakers will foul out. What did the Lakers' foul situation look like? 4 for Laravia. Oh, as I dropped my pointer. Acting as my cane tonight, holding me up with this sleeper of a game. Will Jericho get a point? I doubt it. Very highly doubt it. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It's just stinker of a game. Randall's at the foul line. Gets the first one to go. He's got another one coming and cut it to 5. What's the foul situation look like? 4 for Laravia, 4 for Ayton, 3 for Reeves, 1 for Luka, 4 for Maxi Kleber. So between Laravia, Ayton, and Kleber, who have been the main the main defenders on Giannis tonight. Each of them have 4, which is pretty hilarious. Sharon McLean, what's up, Sharon? I remember when the Bucks were my second favorite team behind the Knicks. They had a dude named Lou Alcindor, and boy, was that guy good. Where did he go? What happened with that guy, Sharon? Just Dad said, Nugs versus Wolves is a game. It is a good game. It is a good game, but this Lakers-Bucks game has sapped my joy for basketball tonight. I'll tell you that. So I can't even get hyped about it. AP said, I'm just saying that that play, I had to keep rewinding it. Draymond looks like a fool. He's always looked like a fool. He always looks like a fool. Jokic is at the foul line for 2 free throws. He knocked down the first one, knocks down the second one. Back up by 7 for Denver, 87-80. Final 40 seconds of the third quarter here. Lakers, Bucks are tipping off the fourth quarter there. Edwards, attacking the basket. Beautiful move. Luka puts up a catch and shoot 3, can't get it to go. The tip for LaRavia can't get it to go. Bucks catching a bit of a break there. They're going to need some baskets, extra pass. Gary Harris, left corner 3, he got it to go. 17. Luka's going to have to take a break at some point, right? Played that whole third quarter, I think. Or most of the third quarter, at least. Go back so we can keep an eye on Denver, Minnesota here. Milwaukee has it up top. Cole Anthony dancing with it. They come out with no Giannis to start the fourth. They swing it around. They'll probably leave Giannis out unless the bench can make this interesting. Portis misses a little pull-up shot. As Nuggets Timberwolves is not updating. It's 2 minutes in the third. We are not at 2 minutes in the third. Come on, ESPN. Stop being trash. Stop being trash, dude. What are you going to do about the Pistons? Have to put a jinx on them somehow? Dre 9525. What's up, Dre? Denver misses a free throw there. The Bucks swinging it around. They hand it off to Portis up top to Cole Anthony. Inside the Turner. Stop, turn, pivot, fall away. Can't get it to go. Boy, oh boy, Turner been bad. As Edwards all the way to the rim yet again, cutting it back to a 3-point game. The end of the third there, 12 seconds to go. Jamal Murray bringing it down. Luka has it up top, coming to his left off the Jackson Hayes screen. The Bucks are just doing enough to keep me hung around here as Luka turns it over. Right? A 19-point game. As Minnesota's cut it to 1 point here. They got out on the break. The end of the third there. Wow. And now Luka subs out of the game. Is Austin Reeves coming in for him? Reeves out there? Austin Reeves is out there. They do have at least one guy out there. Bobby Portis, a left wing 3. He splashes it. Okay. 16. You get it around 10, I'll get interested. You get it around 10, I'll be interested. Just that said, Lamb Sanity last night was crazy. It was crazy. It was insane. Dalton to connect the 3. He can't get it to go. Cole Anthony with the rebound. Okay. 16-point game. Over to Turner. Hands it off to Harris. Harris over to Anthony. Anthony over to Portis. Portis against Reeves. Throws up the hook shot in the paint. Can't get it to go. Good help from Jackson Hayes. Got to start stringing together some scores there. 9 minutes to go. Austin Reeves dancing with it against Portis. Crosses over, down the lane, leans in, puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. No foul call as he hits the floor. Here comes Cole Anthony. You're getting the stops you need. You're getting some stops, especially with Luka being out. Cole Anthony sprays it out. Extra pass up top to Gary Trent. Gonna dance with it. Step back for a 3. A terrible shot, but he's launching them, and he got it to go. 13-point game. Okay. Timeout for the Lakers. 13-point game. Expect Luka to come back in at some point. Okay, Hazy said, look at Randall go. Yeah, Randall's hooping. Randall is indeed hooping. They finally updated Denver, Minnesota here. go to their box score, Julius Randle, our guy Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's only has 3 points tonight. He's 1 for 6, 1 for 5 from 3-point range. As I dropped my pointer yet again. Randle with 20, 5 and 5, 7 for 12 from the field. Very efficient night for him. Anthony Edwards with only 14, 3 for 14 from the floor. All of them layups. 0 for 5 from 3-point range, 8 for 9 from the foul line, though. Not even a good night from him. They are getting the return of Naj Reid, who's started off the year struggling. 17 points tonight for Naj Reid. It's a very nice sight to see for him. Bruce Brown off the bench is 0 for 5. Do you still have a soft spot for Hardaway Jr.? Not really. I don't have a soft spot for Hardaway Jr. I like him. I like the player he's turned into. Always kind of liked him. But no, not really. Not really. I do like to see him do well. Maybe I do then. Maybe I do. I do like to see him do well. I've always liked Tim Hardaway Jr. I always thought he got the short end of the stick with his Knicks tenure the second time around because of the Porzingis injury. And he kind of had to become the guy. And then obviously it was like, ugh, Tim Hardaway Jr. is your best player on your team. You're in for a rough time, right? But Jonas Valanciunas gets blocked by Gobert. Brown puts up the floater, gets blocked by Gobert. And a shot clock violation. Rudy Gobert. Top 5 defense all onto himself. Doing it all there. Doing it all. Let's do this. This. Conley, a 3, can't get it to go. Naj Reid, the offensive rebound to put back, though. Yep, Raptors ended up being the Pacers. We knew that. Thunder beat the Hornets. We knew that. Cavs beat the Grizzlies earlier tonight. Then we got these 2 games. Lakers are likely to beat the Bucks, although the Bucks are making it somewhat interesting to just under 9 to go. They cut it to 13. And then you got this Nuggets Timberwolves game, which is the best game on tonight. Just that said, Rudy will foul out. Does he have 5 fouls? Giannis and Luka both on the bench. Milwaukee has come out to start the fourth quarter, knocking down 3 threes, cutting it to a 13-point game. Reeves over to connect. Looks like the Bucks are in a 1-3-1 zone. A 3, can't get that to go. Fight for the loose ball. Jackson Hayes had it, lost it. Portis knocks it over to Cole Anthony. Anthony bringing it down, putting his head down, attacking, Euro stepping down the lane. Gets caught in the air scoop layup. Wild shot for Cole Anthony. Why would you do that? You have all the momentum. You just got to stop. Why would you drive to the basket and shoot up a wild layup, Cole Anthony? I just complimented you in the pregame about you being a veteran, steady point guard leader. And a foul as Gary Trent Jr. flew into Maxi Kleber, trying to fight over the screen. Denver will bring the ball down. They're up 2 points here with 10 minutes to go in the fourth. 8:15 to go here in the fourth for Lakers-Bucks. Lakers will get the ball back on the turnover from, they already have the ball, but a foul on Gary Trent Jr. there. So the Lakers will inbound it. Austin Reeves is in. Luka on the bench. Giannis also on the bench for the Bucks. Reeves fires away a leaning in 3 off the Jackson Hayes screen, and he splashes it. Getting the 3 points right back. Aaron Gordon pulls it back out, 1-on-1 against Gobert. Going to settle for this 3. Yup, step back left wing 3. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. McDaniels comes flying in for the rebounds. Gary Trent Jr. on the left wing in the other game. Step back 3 for him. Can he hit another one? Gary Trent Jr. There he is. There he is. Gary Trent Jr. back to 13. Anything you can do, I can do better offense. All 3 of his 3s coming in the second half here, particularly in this fourth quarter. Reeves gets it over to connect. Back to Reeves. Reeves being guarded by Gary Trent Jr. Coming to his left off the screen. Now over to connect. Extra pass. Laravia, left corner 3. He's been invisible all night. Continues to be invisible as he misses that one. The Bucks chase down that loose ball rebound. Good hustle from them. They can get it to as close as they've ever been here. Since the lead ballooned, another step back 3. He's feeling it. Gary Trent Jr., a bad shot. Heat check. You don't need those. You don't need heat checks there. Continue to run your offense. Continue to move the ball around. Austin Reeves has it up top. He's going to wind down as much clock as he can with 7 minutes to go. They're holding on to a 13-point lead here. Giannis now up off the bench. He's going to the scores table. I think 7 minutes is a little too late. Reeves a step back three as he splashes it. It's back up to 13. Would have got Giannis in a little bit sooner than that. I think Doc Rivers and a timeout. Timeout from the Bucks. I think Doc Rivers saw Gary Trent Jr. shoot a contested step back three and was like, hold on. We need a playmaker out there. Naj Reid misses the three out of the corner. Jamal Murray with the weak side rebound. He'll bring it down now. Nuggets hold on to a 3-point lead, 95-92, 8:45 to go. Jamal Murray driving it down. Stop, turn, lean in. Now throws it above glass. Got it to go as Rudy Gobert left him, thinking his teammate had him. Jamal Murray had him in jail. Just pivoted away, knocked down the little lean-in floater. DiVincenzo curling off a Gobert screen. Puts up a tough floater. Too strong, can't get it to go. Long rebound. Jamal Murray picks it up. Bringing it down the other way. They already have a 5-point lead, a step back three in transition, but he pump fakes out of it. They get it over to Valanciunas. Valanciunas over to Gordon. Gordon up top, being guarded by McDaniels. Gordon dancing with it. Gets it knocked out of his hands. Picks it back up. He's going to back down McDaniels. Will fall away in the paint. Off the front rim, can't get it to go. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Cross court over to McDaniels. Step back. Over to Gobert, back to McDaniels, coming to his left, putting his head down, attacking. Almost lost his balance, kicks it out to DiVincenzo for a three. Can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds by Gobert. Adam said, Bronny deserves no criticism. JJ does. Who starts a 6 guy, 1 at small forward? Yeah, I don't have criticism for Bronny tonight. The 55th pick. The 55th pick. You know? Like Jericho Sims, Ariel Hugporty territory for us Knicks fans. You know what I mean? Like, what are you expecting? They're third-string players. That's what end-of-the-bench guys are, right? When you have injuries, they step in, and that's what their careers are. They make a lot of money doing that. It is what it is. Jonas Valanciunas is at the foul line for 2 free throws. He got hacked on his way to the rim off the drop-off pass. Nice drop-off pass to Valanciunas. He's at the foul line for 2. Misses a free throw, though. Can't convert on it. Luka comes back in. Giannis comes back in. I think Doc Rivers held Giannis out a little too long. If you really wanted to make this comeback happen, you would not bring him in at the 7-minute mark. You'd probably bring him in at the 8:39-minute mark, especially with the run that they were on. They cut it to 13. At that point, once it goes to 13, I'm like, Giannis, you want to close this game out? Let's get this win. He had Luka on the bench. Ryan Rollins bringing it down. Randle misses the 3. Gordon with the rebound. Rollins up top in the other game. Gets it over to Gary Trent. Trent gets caught in the air. Kicks it out to Rollins. Rollins catches. Hesitates from 3. Driving along the baseline. Goes up. Takes it out to Turner. Turner left corner 3. And he gets it to go. There you go. Miles Turner finally. Welcome to the game, Miles Turner. Back to 13. They haven't gotten over the 13 score hub there. Valanciunas tips it up and in over Randle. Kleber down the lane. And an offensive foul on the Lakers. All going back to the Bucks. There's another stop. Can you get it? Can you get it closer to 13 here? Can you get a score? Offensive foul on DeAndre Ayton, holding on to Turner there as Kleber was driving the lane. Giannis has it, a high post being guarded by Maxi Kleber. Jab step coming to his left. Takes it out to Gary Trent Jr. He's feeling himself. Left wing 3, too strong, can't get it to go. Starting to jack them up. Not good shots from Gary Trent Jr. there. I know you're out there and you're feeling yourself. You knocked down a couple of contested ones, but those aren't really the shots we want to see you taking right now. AP said, I personally think LeBron is not playing on purpose. Brother, that man is 47 years old. I don't give a damn about whether or not he's playing right now. That is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. The most consistent player in NBA history is, suddenly he's not playing right now. Giannis is going to fire up a 3 because the Bucks are desperate, and he's going to knock it down. Luka bringing it down. He has it up top. They swing it over to Arabia down the lane. High layup over Giannis. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Ayton able to grab it. Ayton kick it out. No Kuzma the rest of the night. Is Kuzma hurt or something? Or is that just a DNP? I just realized. No Kuzma to start the second half. Luka driving it down, draws yet another foul. I just hate these foul calls that they give to Luka, man. I hate these foul calls that Luka gets. So Luka's at the foul line for 2. Knocks down the first one. Got another one coming. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Feel great after yesterday's win? Absolutely. Absolutely. And they get the 2 days off as well. No game today, no game tomorrow for the Knicks. We'll be back on Monday against the Miami Heat again. So they're going to have to do it 2 times in a row. And Monday's game, I presume, will be another absolute battle. Luka's at the foul line. Knocked down the first one. It's a 15-point game now. Just that said, no doubt have the Heaters again on Monday. Hopefully somebody else is going to have to step up. I don't think you're going to get that same level of performance from Landry Shamet again. I'll tell you that. Luka knocks him down. It's 105-87. Rollins to the basket. Can't get the reverse layup to go. He draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul and 2 free throws. An absolute. Yak said this time with Brunson. Who knows? True, Yak. He is listed as day-to-day. True. Very true. He said, I don't want to see them play Miami again. They're running our boys all over the court. Yeah. Yep. Just that said, might be a more well-rounded team without JB. That's absolutely ridiculous. Just that. That's absolutely ridiculous. You can't be a more well-rounded team and you can't take away talent and then be a more well-rounded team. DiVincenzo coming to his right, down the lane, knocked out of the air, over to Edwards. Edwards driving it down, puts it up at the buzzer, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Jokic able to grab it, saves it over to Murray. Matter of fact, let me check real quick if there's any update on any Knicks player, including is there an OG Anunoby update? Is there an OG Anunoby update? Two notifications here from not Begley. Not that. No updates. Update from Begley? Nope. No update from Begley. Just that said, taking 55 threes is non-JB stuff. They took 55 threes the other night. They've literally taken 55 threes with Jalen Brunson in the lineup. They took 53 threes the other night. They've taken more than 50 threes with Jalen Brunson also in the lineup. I don't know if we're watching the same team, Justice's dad. They literally play the exact same way with Brunson in the lineup versus him without the lineup. That is the beauty of having Mike Brown installing this system. The point is that when you bring somebody in, the offense doesn't change. Versus when Tom Thibodeau was the head coach and running the offense. If Brunson wasn't in the game, the offense had to fundamentally change. Because the offense was give Jalen Brunson the ball and let him do his thing. Now that is not the offense. The offense can still run somewhat smoothly. We just changed the hubs we're playing through. 105-88, 101-96 in the Denver-Minnesota game. And a 3-second on the Lakers. Ball going back to the Bucks here. 4:30 to go. They're down 17. Hardaway hits the 3, giving Denver an 8-point lead in the other game. AB said it's going to be a tough stretch missing 2 starters. Yeah. You know, next man up. Towns is more than capable of leading the team. Bridges is more than capable of taking a step up. You're just going to need those guys to take a step up. That's it. All you need is, all right, then those guys need to take a step up. Does that said OG hamstring look bad? It did not look bad because we didn't even know he hurt it until like halftime. So we didn't even know he was hurt. How could it look bad if we didn't even see the injury? Hamstring is never good because hamstring in the NBA is something that can linger throughout the year if you don't handle it properly the first time. So if it's a hamstring strain, he's just going to have to sit out 2 or 3 weeks, if not more. Just that said, I was so impressed with Cat yesterday. I mean, yeah, I wasn't impressed. I was happy to see it. But I've seen Karl Anthony Towns do that before. I've seen him do it in a Knicks jersey. I've seen him do it in a Timberwolves jersey. I wasn't surprised. I don't know if impressed is the word I would go with. I was happy to see it. I was very happy to see it. Because they're going to need him for sure. Jones for Denver? Who is Jones for Denver? Just that said OG grabbed his hamstring on a defensive play. Did not see it. Edwards loses the ball and draws a foul. 107-88, back to 19. So this game is effectively over with 3:30 to go. We're just waiting on the final score. Luka stepped back 3, can't get it to go, and he draws a foul, and that's going to wrap that one up. And I think we're going to wrap up the show for the most part. Kuzma's back in the game. Where was Kuzma at? Where was Kyle Kuzma at? We're done with this Lakers game. We're done with the Lakers Bucks. That game's over. Get out of there. Let's get that out of there, and then let's turn on Nuggets Timberwolves here. (106-98), an 8-point lead for Denver here with just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Yak said people kill McBride for his mistakes, but he finished with 4 assists and a nice game running the team. Yeah, I mean, all you need from him is to just be solid. You need him to knock down the open threes and even the contested ones when he gets them. You need him to not turn the ball over. And you need him to play smart defensively, which is what he always does, right? So Denver takes a 10-point lead here. We might have to end the night here. I want to mix I want the Knicks to win the championship with JB. I think everybody does, AP. I think everybody does. I think everybody wants to win the championship with the best player in franchise history in 25 years. Yes. Yes, I think that is a popular opinion. I think the Nuggets will win too. It looks like it. They're starting to pull away a little bit. Only a 10-point lead. Good timeout for Minnesota as well. But just under 5 minutes there. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's been a pretty dull night in the basketball landscape. Maybe if we were covering Denver, Minnesota, we would be more interested in these games. But overall, these games have just been not it tonight. Not a good night of basketball. But either way, we're going to go live for these games Monday through Saturday anyway, because this is what we do. The next time we will be live is on Monday when the Knicks take on the Miami Heat for the second straight time. Right? Third time this year. Third time already this year. We also got Bucks Cavs on Monday. Pacers Pistons should see another Pistons victory that night for their 10th straight. Knicks Heat is a 7:30 start time, so we will be live at 7 o'clock as always to run through our little pregame preamble. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for a pretty miserable game between the Bucks and the Lakers from literally jump. The Bucks fought back to make it somewhat respectable. It was just a regular 20-point blowout. But they were down 32 points at halftime, or 32 points in the first half. But we will be back on Monday. We get the day off tomorrow, so enjoy your Sundays, everybody. Sunday football will be on. With that being said, thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you 7 o'clock on Monday. Remember, brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated. AP said, how do you like Mike Brown? You're going to make me answer this question just as I'm signing off, AP? I like Mike Brown. I have my issues. I have my qualms. I feel similarly about him as I felt with Tom Thibodeau. He's a really good coach, but I don't necessarily think he's a great coach. But we'll see how the season plays out. Right? He's got a tall order on his hands of like finals or bust, right? You got to get this Knicks team to a finals and not just get them to the finals. You got to win the finals. Your first year here in New York, it's a tough ask, but not an impossible one. So I like Mike Brown. I want to see him succeed, obviously, because he's the head coach of my favorite team. But I think he's a really good head coach, not a great head coach. I think there's only, I reserve great head coach for literally the best ones in the league. Like, I think it's Spoelstra, it's, do I dare put Dagnall in there? I don't know. It was obviously Greg Popovich, but now this is the first year without Greg Popovich. The first year without Greg Popovich this season, officially. But you said we need Towns to be the number one pick? Yes, we do. Brown and Rose seem to get along, too. I mean, Tibbs and Rose got along until they didn't. And that's usually the relationship the GM and the coach have. They get along until they don't. So there's a disagreement, until there's a fundamental disagreement on what's being done. So, working out now. We'll see how it continues to play out. I'm happy he's the head coach. I'm happy he's the guy, right? Since they fired Tom Thibodeau, I'm happy they did end up going with Mike Brown. I think he was the better choice. His dad said, quoted each other in the post-game presser. Yeah, I mean, look, Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau knew each other for 20-plus years before Tom Thibodeau was named head coach. I don't need my GM and my coach to love each other. I need them to agree on how they want to get the job done. That's it. I don't even need them to like each other. I just need them to agree. That's it. Demar said, let's go Bucks. Losing, hopefully Knicks win on Monday. My boy Landry Shamet played well yesterday. Yes, he did, Demar. But we are signing off. Here. We will be back Monday at 7 o'clock to go through our pregame of Knicks at Miami. Knicks' first road game in what feels like 2 weeks. Actually, I think it's been 2 weeks. 7-game homestand. Now we start a 5-game road trip, starting in Miami, then going to Orlando, and then we're off. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me on a pretty tumultuous night. We will be back for a much better show on Monday, a much more entertaining game on Monday with Knicks versus Heat. So with that being said, remember to brush your teeth before bed, stay hydrated, and what's the last thing? Brush your teeth before bed, stay hydrated, and get a good night's sleep. And I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye!